everybody I know.
Hi, it's Larry Shiller, voice of Backgammon. We're now broadcasting the quarterfinals. See if we guys get this board squared away. Moving it around.
9-point match.
Ah!
Yeah, I think it is a 9-point match.
All right, they're watching the video, I guess, to make sure it's set up properly.
Yes.
So it should be.
And we're having Julius High on the top versus Frank Lay on the bottom.
It's 20.
And here's the format of this tournament, how it works. There are actually 5 players left in the Open. And the way it works is, Steve Sachs is one of those 5 players.
What kind of board is this?
And
I think
the other 4 are fighting for the chance to play Steve. So, in a way, it's the quarterfinals. And the winner of this match is going to play one more match, and the winner of that match plays Steve Sachs. And that's how it works. So, 5 players left, and we're going to see how who the potential opponent of Steve Sachs is going to be. We're broadcasting live from the Los Angeles Open here at the Hilton LAX. 2018 Los Angeles Open run by Candice Mayron and Patrick Gibson. And there's the opening roll. We have an opening 6-2. This is the modern way to play the 6-2. If you're really ahead in the match score, you actually would run a back checker as preferred play. Here's a 4-1. You'll notice the checker landed, the die landed on the checker. It's good. Now this 4-1 hits, and then he comes up. He's got double 2s. Always nice to roll doubles from the bar unless they're 6s. Probably want to make his 4-point and make his 11-point. That's exactly what Frank is going to do in this play. Julius from Kansas City, Kansas, not Kansas City, Missouri. Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, that's you again.
Rolls a 5-1 and he makes the bar. And now Frank is stuck behind this prime over here, but you know what? He's 3-point prime. But he's building his own 3-point prime in his home board, looking a lot nicer. 3-6. Oh, probably come in with a 3 and bring the 6 down. Hope to make that anchor. Leave that checker there. And Frank's home board. Frank is thinking about a little bit of a cube, and he's got some, great rolls that would be what's called market losers. That's not one of them. So when I say market loser, like Frank was thinking about doubling here, and if he doesn't double. And he makes a great roll, and then he doubles on his next turn when his opponent doesn't have a take. That's called a market loser. He's lost his market for his opponent to take the double. All right, so 6-4 for Julius High, and that makes it very difficult for Frank to double. That was a great roll. And there's a 4-1. So we're in a classic holding game here. Julius has Frank's bar point, and Frank has Julius's 5-point. And there's a 5-3. At this point, it's a question of, who's going to break first. That's really what it boils down to. That's what this game is about. I guess in poker, this is equivalent to this part of the game is equivalent to the people are folding a lot. Or if you're flying airplanes, this is when you're, in air, cruising altitude, the weather's nice. You just sort of bide your time until the excitement starts. Like you got to land, or you got a hand. 2 people have great hands in poker. All right, so 6-2. Really, Julius doesn't want to be rolling 6s, but he also doesn't want to be leaving a shot right here. So he's got to figure out the 2. He's preserving as much capital as possible. He's thinking about 6-4, and that's what he ends up doing. Even though he's got 3 blots in his home board, if you're a beginner, and you say, why is he leaving all these shots in his home board? Well, they're not shots yet, because White is not on the bar. White's not in back of those 3 checkers. And when the other thing is, when Julius, with the black checkers, bears off later in the game, he's got all his points covered. So it's advantageous, actually, to bring your checkers in behind your opponent, spreading them out if eventually you think this game is going to be in a race. Now, Julius keeps rolling those 6s. He cleared his 8-point. Didn't have to, but he cleared it. So next time he'll be able to play 6s again, unless it's a 6-2. It's okay. He's all right. He can still play. Now, 4-3, both players are having the same issue. And Frank is, if he's way ahead, he might consider running. But here's where the pip count comes into play. This is a very close game. Don't have to bother counting. You can see the players' checkers are almost mirror images of each other. Like if White moves his 2 back checkers to the midpoint, to the bar point, excuse me, So white's behind by 4. Black is behind by 3. So black is ahead by 1. And then in the home board, you have black is ahead by another 6. So black is ahead by 7 before the roll. So after the roll is exactly even. So now Julius is up by 10 pips after the roll. And that might give him a reason to run right now, especially with blot in the home board and the fact that a 6-4 actually covers the 3-point. So he may very well consider running from the midpoint here. It gives him lots of time instead of just playing safely and really not having a roll next time. Because white can play from the 8-point next time. And there's Ben Friesen checking in. Everything is good. We're streaming live. Yeah, so that's the question. And by the way, we're looking at this board that the winner of the tournament is going to win. Julius ends up looking at the play. He leaves the checker slightly spaced up. You see the checker at the top left. And he's thinking, no, maybe not. He's looking at the 4 and the 6, leaving the shot there. That can't be right. He's just going to leave repeating shots if he does that. So that's going to be a really dangerous play for Julius. Could cost him the game. Because white is able to play safely off the 8-point with most rolls. But Julius is going to go ahead and do that. He's looking at another. No, he's going to go ahead and do that. Wow. He makes that play. I'm guessing it's a pretty big blunder, but we'll see what XG says. And it actually doesn't really matter. And he would have hit that checker, there you go. So maybe it was the right play. But I think Julius is behind. Now Julius rolls double 5s after double 4s. Now he's ahead in the race. So this is working out very well for Julius. He would have stayed out with those double 5s. So maybe my play was just terribly, terribly wrong. And now 6-4 for white, making his home board. See how he's playing? Julius doesn't have to leave a shot next time. Doesn't want to leave a shot. Double 2s, very nice roll. Certainly bringing 2 down and 2 in seems like the right play. He's got plenty of time to get past white. Julius is ahead in the race, and Frank is trying to catch up, so he rolls a 6-3. And aside from rolling big, Frank's game plan is to really, that's his game plan, is to roll big. It's very little contact. And that's his question here. Like, should he break those 2 checkers? Will Julius be able to, will it be enough to keep Julius behind him? And the danger with doing that, with breaking, is that if he plays 2 checkers in, he starts to increase his wastage. And so this is not the recommended play because he's added 1 pip of wastage. He lost a pip by putting that checker on his 2-point in terms of wastage. So what I mean by wastage is, for those of you just picking up the game, you know that when you roll a 6, you're bearing off. You have all your checkers in your home board, and you roll a 6. If you have a checker on the 6-point, you take that checker off. There's no wastage. But say you had no checkers on the 6-point, but you had a checker on the 5-point for your 6. You use that 6 to take off your 5-point. And you're wasting a pip because you need using a 6 to take off a 5. That's the concept of wastage. And so, anyway, there was a double just now while I'm talking and yapping away here. There was a double. And Julius doubled, and it was a take. And so here we go. Let's see what actually happens. Excuse me, I'm back. So it was a nice roll there. White really is far behind now, and that was looking like a drop. The 6-1, let's do a quick pip count for black. It's how many pips does he need to actually get off? And so you can see he's got 44 is 52. 62 is actually black's pip count. And now 62 minus 5, is 57. White has 40, 41, 51, 61, and 14 is 75. So minus that 7 is 68. So black has a huge advantage here. Black's a huge favorite to win. Most important, black's got a lot of checkers off already. John Perner, welcome. We're looking at John Perner, the board supplied by John Perner for this tournament, Backgammon stuff. Julius rolling the dice. He rolls a 6-1, and that is the right play. Keeps checkers all the way into his board. And we got 5-4. There's a wastage, right? So because Frank doesn't have a checker on the 5 point and he rolls a 5, he's got to play 6-1. And unless he rolls exactly right, he's going to be wasting pips, not getting the full roll of his pips. And so even at rolls of dice, the player with the more, he's going to need more pips to get the same effect. All right, 6-2, and he's making a roll. He's not rolled a 5, and he's been rolling once. He's taking his checkers off very efficiently. He's fighting back here. One set of doubles makes him a favorite if it's double 5s. Let's see what he can roll. And he rolls a 4-2. He's got 5 checkers left. He's off in 2 rolls. Julius needs a nice roll here. And he gets a nice roll here. 6-5. Actually, didn't need it. It's really Frank who needs the nice roll. 6-5 won't be good enough for him. 4-2. Gets 1 checker off, allows him to win with double 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4 double 3s, and he takes care of business. Julius just wins that game with the doubles, and he's up 2-0. All right, we're ready for game 2. Let's put that Dublin cube back in the middle. And here we go. Game 2. This is the quarterfinals.
Wow. I'm just going to go, so whatever number you pull along the right.
Okay. All right. Got a pretty classic holding game. Each player has 1 checker back. Frank has the bar point, though. But there's a 2-5, and Julius goes and just runs right by and hits that block. This will make Julius a huge favorite. And Frank cannot hit back. He might even consider doubling at this point because he's got all his checkers except for that 1 blob pass. They both have 2 points in their home board. He is ahead, but he does not even think about doubling at this point. Just goes ahead and rolls. There's a 4-2, which is a great roll. And we have some announcements of the winners. Patrick Gibson's making these announcements. Frank coming in with a nice roll, advanced anchor. 6-2, lovely roll for Julius. Let's see what the race is here. Maybe it's close enough that it's not a cube. I think it probably is close enough. Not to double, but Black may very well have a double here. He's taking it over now. I don't know why I didn't think of it last time, but he's got, let's see, 52 and 22 is 74, and 16 is 90, and 126 for Black. And I'm doing a pip count. How many checkers does it take? Triangles you have to pass to get all your checkers off. And then whatever I just said, 126, and then there's 44 and 39 is 63, 73, and 51 is 124. So it's really too close. He's only up by 2 pips. Actually, White's up by 2 pips. 126, 124, if my math is right. That's a big if. So now White is now by 4 pips, which makes this game exactly even. Double ones, well, it makes it 5 point. Slots 3, great. Black's not leaving a shot anytime soon. 5-3. Probably safety up both of those checkers on the 11 point. Bring them both in. But he's not. He's going to keep him there. I don't know why he's keeping him there. He's got to clear him eventually. He's going to leave a shot, and White's going to have a board. So I think that was possibly a mistake on Julius's part. But we'll see in the XG analysis when we get that. Frank's going to play that 10-9. No, he's not. He's going to play one in. I guess I'm not sure why he did that. Because he wants to preserve his numbers. That's not doing it. 4-2. Yeah, this is where you get into trouble. He's going to have to play 8-2, play safely here. Unless he brings 2 checkers down, but he can't do that. He's going to move a direct shot. So really the only play for Julius is the play he made, but he got himself, notice he's stripped, right? He's got a lot of points with just 2 checkers on it. And this is the analysis that we want to provide for, oh, he can make a 5-point prime, and he doesn't do it. Sure. Why you wouldn't want to make 5-point prime there, but he didn't. It's okay. 3-1. For Julius, now we can play the 3. Try to safety up that checker from 11-8, and then play 5-4 as a natural 1. This leaves him just 6-2 and double 4, so it's only a 1/12 shot, but why, you had a chance before to avoid any shot. Now you're giving 8.3% to Frank, free 8.3% of that shot. So it's a way to think of it in backgammon, like, pay me now, pay me later kind of thing. And if you have the opportunity to give away something now, but he didn't even give it with a 5-3 earlier, had nothing to give away. All right, anyway, there's a 4-2. So he could slot the 2-point, and he still leaves himself 6s. And now Black's thinking about doubling. Really the race is what matters here. White, he's going to have a number of rolls to roll double 4s and double 6s and get himself out of trouble. 5-3. That lets him make his 2-point and bring a checker. So he's good. He's got a nice home board. They both have 4-point home boards. It's an exciting game at the end. We're getting down to this where someone's going to have to start doing something. We got a 6-4. Frank can make his 1 point. It might be worthwhile to make his 1 point because you want to put a little more pressure on Black. Make him move that 5 from the 8 point. Otherwise, you have an opportunity. See, if he had moved both checkers down, Julius could have played 5-1 from the midpoint to the 8 point, and leaving a 4-6. And now White's putting pressure. Now White can move those men. There's a Black on home board. Here you go. Yeah, I think it's right to break your home board at this point. He's going to do it. I don't think that could be right. Because there's a lot of rolls for Julius to not have to worry about leaving a shot. And that's one of them. Yeah, well, I don't know if that's right. But, Frank is now going to obviously break from the midpoint. He wasn't that far behind in the race. He could have run. He's eventually going to roll his double 4s, his double 6s. 2-1. Now he's going to play 4-1. Why leave a shot? His board's still good. He's lucky not to have to break his board. But if he rolls a 5-1, he's going to have to break. All right, let's see. Maybe it's going to be Julius to leave the shot. Julius is thinking about doubling. And what does this count? He's got 36 and 24 is 60 and 26 is 86. And he's got 31 plus 70. So it's 101. 80. He's got a double. But it's a tricky double. Like how many, I don't know if it's a double. Probably a take. 6-4. He's got to leave a direct shot. That is not pleasant. He's going to leave a double. Is it really a double shot? Is that right? It looks like a double shot. No, it's a single shot. We'll play it that way, of course. So, yeah, no, if he went from the midpoint, he had to leave a double shot. There's nothing he can do. So Julius made the play to minimize the shots. It's the right play. And he had to get hit, and he didn't hit. So now he's going to play the 4-2, both from the midpoint. Doesn't want to leave that one shot. No reason for Frank to even leave a one shot. He's thinking about breaking his board. I don't think that's going to be a winning play to bank on this to win this match. He's not that far behind in the race. And he certainly doesn't want to go from leave his anchor. So what's he going to do? Because there's a number of shots that Julius will have to leave. I think a 5-3 would be one of those numbers where he'd want to leave the midpoint to get a direct shot, because he'll avoid a direct shot otherwise. But that may be kind of the only number. 5-2 doesn't leave a shot. 4-1 was another one of those numbers where Julius would break from the midpoint and not leave a direct shot if Frank. And so maybe Frank's looking at that 1/9 probability that Julius is going to roll the 5-2 or 4-1. Now Julius is thinking about the cube. If he rolls, what is he got to roll here? I mean, 2-5 doesn't leave a shot. 3-5 direct shot. 2-5, 3-5. But any 6 except 6-1 is going to leave a shot. Except double sixes leave a shot. 6-5 leaves a shot. Oh, a lot of things that leave a shot here. So this is probably a take. But the question is, what's the race thing? And white is pretty far behind. Well, I don't know if it's pretty far behind race. This has got to be a take. There's so many numbers that leave a shot, and he might leave repeating shots. What is the race count? Let's just do a quick count on that. So it's 22 and 13 is 70, it's 80, 90, 95 for white. Black is 42, 50, 76. What did I say? I forgot the other count. Oh, maybe it's a drop. 90 for white. So it's huge. He really has to get the shot. So he's got a certain chance to hit and win. He's got a certain chance to win in the race. You add those two probabilities, and you basically end up, is it 22.5%? If it is, it's a take. And he's thinking it's not a take. So it's probably pretty close. I don't think it's a huge blunder to take that, but because it's probably winning the race is probably somewhere around 10%. It's probably hitting somewhere around 10%. He's got to get the shot and hit. It might be more than that. It's probably hitting, but it's probably more like 13 or 15%. But there's no guarantee he's going to win the game because Frank had a 4-point board. If Frank had a better board, Julius wouldn't have turned that cue, and he would have been able to play on. So that was a reason to break that anchor that he had in the midpoint. All right, well, 5-4, bringing two men down because he can't play the two men. So here we go. Julius High from Kansas City, Kansas, and Frank Lay from Las Vegas and Germany. I think if I have that right. Frank is ready to make some points here. And Julius says, okay, I'm not going to get in your way, 6-4. I can make my 2-point, or I could run. Running. Or you just even come out to the 6 and make the, coming out to the 6 may look really risky, but you're putting pressure on those two blots. Coming out with the 6, I think, is the recommended play. Now, he's going to make that point anyway, right? He's going to make that midpoint. You think, see, I would have been pointing on, but now you'd be in the bar. Now you can roll 4-3, 3-2, 2-1. 3-6 hits. Well, there you go. That is a great roll. Oh, and he didn't get hit. Sorry, I'm assuming he put it there and got hit. So he didn't get hit. So he can make his 3-point or he can run. What is the right play? I like running too. Because white doesn't have a lot of ammunition. He's got to roll the 3. He's going to prime in black. But right now he's only got a 5-point prime. And black has some chances to prime white, but, he's got his 2-point, which kind of takes away that priming game. He's got to build the prime from the inside out, not the outside in. So this is, this could be a good double, and this may not even be a take. It may not even be a double. There you go. I think you have all the possibilities. And he decides not to, though. I think it would have been a great double because, who knows, right? I mean, this is really hard stuff. All right, this is a great play for Frank. Make your board. It looks like he's leaving a lot of shots, but even if he leaves a shot and he rolls, he hits a 2-6. Look at all the return shots that Frank has. Any three, those 3s and 4s, can he come in and do that? There's double 4s. I mean, that is a beautiful roll. It hits 2 checkers. sees it and he hits it, and he does it. So he puts 2 checkers on the board. He lost his market. Remember we were talking before? Losing your market? He just lost his market. There's not much hope here for Frank to expect Julius to take any kind of double. So, Julius is going to drop this double in a heartbeat. Julius would love to get doubled so he doesn't get gammoned. Because Julius is about to lose 2 points. Oh, wait, is it Julius's roll? I'm a little confused about what happened. Why was he taking it? Okay. And here we go, double 2s for White. Does not hit. Yeah, he leaves that opening 6. I mean, he could hit on the 2-point. And I think it might be correct to hit on the 2-point, play 4 to 2 twice. Here's why. You may say, why would you do that? But now we have 2 men on the bar. He's got another blot to hit at. And he's got 4 builders on the 3 and 4 points. So, and he can have, and I think probably playing, no, don't move that guy. No, I don't think you need to do that. You don't need to do that. Bring a checker up to the 20 point, to your opponent's 5 point. But he did it, and it can't be that wrong because you have another builder in there. And he stays out with double 5s. This is looking very, very bad. 6 hits, 4-2 hits. 4-2 also makes the 4 point. You want to make the 4 point. You'll hit later. But you didn't need that extra builder in there. And, not that 4-2 would have hit. So here you go, 6-5. Julius cannot come in. This is looking very gammony here. And Frank's getting excited and throws one of the dice off the table. No problem. In case you're just joining us, this is Larry Shiller, voice of Backgammon, broadcasting live from the LA Hilton. Oh my gosh, he rolls double 6s. That is a nice roll. Woo. And the last 6, bring him in. No. Yes, bring him in. No. You want to bring him in because if he rolls a 1, you want to be able to hit him with a 3. You don't want to make him that. Right, we've got a lot of excitement going on in the background. Let's see, there's a 6-2. With a 6, 2. That's okay. Let's bring that guy out. Just don't roll double 5s. Double 3s you can hammer. Double 5s you're not going to like. He doesn't roll double 5s. Rolls a 4-3. Rolls a 3 and a 4. That's interesting. 2 guys in to hit or attack. He rolled a 1. Now if he rolls a 4-6 or 3-6 or something, well, 3-6 he can hit. 2-6, yeah, he gets punished for it. I might actually be right to hit the 6 there. Yeah, bring that to him. Oh. That's not doing much for you. All right, 6-5. It looks like he's going to escape, though. Frank is going to get out of this. He's got 5 6s or 9s, and he rolls a 5. So there you go. He's got the 5. And he's got the 1. That's right. Play safe. Double 3s won't hurt you. At least not the first 9. Saying, okay, go for the clock. Does not roll his double 3s. Oh, he played a 6-4. Did he? I don't know if that's not. All right, and 4-3. And this is the perfect, they call this the 57 distribution. There's 57 pips for White to get off. It's generally considered the perfect bear-off distribution. So if you're bearing off, this is where you want to be. Now he's got 5-1. Question is he going to play for backgammon? No, he's gonna play for the regular old gammon, which is pretty much 90% here. He's gonna be gammon. But now, maybe I won't play for the backgammon. Backgammon's like unlikely, but it's, could be 5%. But this 6-1, all right, now he's got to win the game. Oh, that's step 1. Black's worst roll arguably is double 6. We do have a winner. We'll see if we can get those results for you.
Because I have a footprint that says he's probably was Etan Pelé.
Etan, easy advance. Awesome. Julius has a lot of work to avoid the gammon, but Frank has a lot of work to avoid to try to win the game. So Julius can roll, any kind of 5 right now. He's actually in decent shape. He stays out.
Rubbing the hands together.
Frank needs to roll a 1 or doubles, low doubles to avoid it. 6-4 is not going to do it. Now he's got 7 off, so Julius is going to need 2 checkers back. After assuming he hits. Oh my gosh, he could get backgammon. This is how backgammons happen. He's staying out, and this has happened to all of us. 5-4. He keeps lifting 2 checkers. Frank takes 2 off. And Julius, can he roll the 3? Rolls the 3. Patience is a virtue. This is going to be very tricky. 2-6. That tough board of Julius's. This may seem counterintuitive, and many players would think it's wrong. But Julius can just actually start recirculating his checkers around. It's going to be tougher to build a prime on the outer board. Double 5s right now, for example, is going to hit 2 checkers. So, but he stays out with a 2-6 again. Frank can't come in. How often does this happen to us? All right, so there's 2, and you might as well just do the snake on the outfield. So when we call it a snake, it's a series of checkers that are not on your home board, the outfield or even the opponent's outfield. And you just sort of snake your checkers around in 12 checkers. That's an impenetrable wall, that moving wall that your opponent can't get past. And he's got a checker back there. I don't know who's thinking about this right now. It's not quite a double for, it might be a double actually for Frank. Because he's not closed out yet, and I think it's a take for Julius, because he can pick up that second checker. And he's dropping the doubles. This requires some more thought, because if Frank had 2 less checkers, then he's a favorite to win the game with a closed board. If White has 11 off, he's a favorite, even with a closed board being on the
You never know.
And it's a drop, I believe. But in this situation, there's an opportunity to pick up a second checker. Opportunity for Julius to keep hitting him. So, could very well have been a drop. All that said, those are really tough positions in backgammon. All right, Marty Storr is here to offer expert
You
testimony.
can't believe your shots after the 6-1.
There's one player.
But you didn't like him playing. Which one?
He's a double 2. He's a double 2s player.
When I just hit, when I...
Well,
And here he is. Welcome, Marty.
Hi, Larry.
Oh, I remember.
This is Julius High.
double
and
4s,
Frank
yeah.
Wall. I mean, Frank
Or
Wall.
I took 2 off the 4 point.
right, and then the next one you can take one. That's who's the double.
Julius is playing the blackjack.
He is, and he's up 3-1. 3-1 to 9. This is the quarterfinals. So there's 5 players left. Steve Sachs and 4 others. 4 others are competing for the right to play Steve in the finals.
So is this?
We're on the board.
So Julius has just rolled the 6-5, and he's going to hit 2
The running
checkers.
kick count, so that's why they draw.
Oh,
And well played, and 2-1's a good comeback. And if I were Frank, I'd be playing the back game right now. 3-2 makes the 11th point. Hard to argue with that. So pretty straightforward so far. Are you having fun at this tournament, Marty?
I'm having a lot of fun. A lot of backgammon to be played here. A lot of losses, a few wins.
Join the club? Oh, lovely. And usually you want to make your 5-point, but in this case, when you can hit and make a point, you do both.
This is a clear.
Oh, double 3s!
clear
Excellent.
Make the bar.
Make the 5-point. You got a chance to make the 5.
So.
And 13 to 10.
Well, he's gonna. Okay, so he could just play this way. Play not to get blocked.
Well,
This is quite reasonable because his back checkers are
well, he blocked the 4
much better
too.
shape. and he doesn't have timing for that.
Not yet.
So this is
This works.
I probably would have made this one myself.
It's
And
tough.
it's probably a medium-sized back game if things go wrong, like a 4-3 or something, 4-2, or not play back game at all and have a holding game plus a few chances to restrain. So.
All right. So what does he do with his 4-2? I'm surprised he doesn't make his 9-point.
He could just come out to that's a play, but the 9-point is not critical.
Because he needs 6s to come out, and then he'd have to leave his anchor.
Right, 6s are duplicated to come out to the 16-point and hit. The white's 8-point is stripped. So if he hits with a 1 and then a 3, it's not. So this is.
So Julius is
a good
paying
plan.
attention to the oracle.
I think it's a good play.
Yeah, so these players here, one player's really ahead in the race and one player's really behind in the race, and so the strategies are really different, as you can imagine.
Right, and so I think he's...
At all costs, white has to hit black
he
here.
must hit, and then he might as well just
Slot to 5. And then commit to a back game if he gets hits.
Yeah.
If he rolls a 5-2 and he wants to hit 2, at least white has a back game.
Still got a... That's a what?
2-1.
So just come up, just advance.
So your 6 is played.
Just try to get out.
Yeah, he's not going to attack. Yeah. All right, Julius is paying attention. All right, Frank's on roll. What does he have? Double 12s. Big decision. 1, 2, 3, and then come up to the 5-point.
Oh, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Come up to the... Yeah, you can actually come up
to 5. Just, this leaves you 5s and 6s to get out.
This is a play.
Yeah.
Doesn't allow him to...
Julius rolled the 4 or 6.
On your head, the other one's a little more flexible.
This is fine.
I think the previous one is fine.
3-5. He can bring a checker out now.
Now I think he should bring a checker out.
Yeah, complete board coverage.
Yep, and he's going to do it.
There you go. These are excellent players, Marty.
Yeah, and he's, the 11-point and midpoint are both stripped, so he pays a price to get off of either of them. So
he's got a 4-1. He's going to play safely behind him.
Probably just play safe.
62.
He's got little to gain by hitting these a ton of return shots.
That's it. So what are your plans after this tournament?
I'm going to go to Novi.
So that's in Michigan. Carol Joy Cole runs a tournament 4th of July every year. Weekend before, weekend after, or weekend on, depending on when July 4th falls. And that's a very popular tournament.
Okay, so this, I think, so he's got
He's got a lot of return shots.
He's got something
like 27.
Something looks like 27. Yeah.
Okay, let me play. No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
That was a lucky guess, by the way. On my part, don't think I figured it out that quickly.
Unless you ask him.
But I do see that basically any 1, 5, 6.
It might be 20. It might be 26.
It's not my cup to give you.
There's 3 6.
If you had double 4s, 13 to 1.
That's right. You should count double 4s.
Yeah, I should be able to choose. There's a trick.
There's a trick.
Yeah. So number of checkers, number of points to enter on is 5. Number of ways to head outside. There's 5 numbers to enter. There's 3 ways to head outside. 6, 5, and 7.
No,
5 times 3 times 2 is 13.
Ready?
And then you subtract the duplicated numbers, which are the 5 and 1 square. So that's 26. And I don't see any answers. So yeah, 26.
He rolled double 5s.
Yeah.
Is he going to hit on the 1 point?
Yeah. So did he send the cube?
No, I didn't mean to.
No.
He didn't want something.
No.
Sending the cube was
the right play. Clearly.
Yeah, but
He missed a big cube opportunity.
Yeah, I
I was thinking about.
maximum block.
Now he lost his mark. He lost his mark.
Well, no. Well, now it's too good if he stays out. It's obviously too good to double now.
He's got to play for the gammon. Double 3s. Oh, you got to switch points.
Yeah, he could switch points, or he could play like a wimp and just make
Make it a 7 point.
Switching points would be my choice.
Fun. 2, 3. 2.
Two on the roof. You know, you keep those three.
Oh, that's right. You have to do that.
He gets off the double four.
Oh, we didn't play that.
He gets off the double
Oh,
four.
yeah.
Double
Oh,
two.
you didn't play it. Oh,
He didn't build for the four.
Oh, I thought he had one more to play.
He
Yeah.
played 16-14. He's got a building.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
So now he should just.
But he hits.
He should have closed it. I mean, he was
All right, Frank. You're forgiven.
Afraid of double twos and double fours. The double twos was good anyway. Double twos were pointed inside the board.
So we got a 4-1.
Still
Check
two.
Double 2, 6-2, 5-2. You want to hit.
How do you play the five?
You come down. Another builder.
You could come down. You could come down that way, or you could go 12 to 7. And then there's another school of thought that just come out. And in this position, I wouldn't come out. Now you're thinking about, are you still too good?
Yeah. 2-1.
Because now, sort of. This is what you're worried about. 10-8 looks right. And then, you know, now you sort of kick yourself in the nose before, but then you can put the question and then you stay down there. I think you're still going to play on with 2 on the 4-point board. 6s and 4s.
Three men on the bar. I mean, this is just looking way too good for him. And he stays out now. 3-6. Yeah. So this is part of the game of backgammon where it's sort of a test of wills where does white chicken out at some point and say, oh, okay, I'm just going to take the win, or do they struggle on for the gammon? And so one of the things that makes this game so much fun. So here,
he's going to come out carefully.
Well, that leaves him 4s and 5s. He could have played either checker. Maybe he might have played the other checker.
So he gets 6s back. If he gets hit, he gets 6s back. But if he gets a 6, 8 to 2, and then 4. If he hit on the 4 point, then you have slightly more return shots, and that's a.
Yeah, what did he roll? 5-3.
Oh, okay. So that's what. No, it looks like a 6.
Oh, 6-3.
That means you picked up on the humor with your agreement.
It was a 6-3. Okay, I saw the flag. And he makes an extra builder.
Yeah,
that's an interesting play.
And he rolls double too. Julius is back in the game.
Interesting play to get the second builder.
Oh yeah, he's got that 6
You have to get the second builder. He can come up from left, but now.
Oh, this is really.
Now we should.
It's a game. It's a game. He's gonna go safety in. I don't know. I left him there.
I like that play.
Oh, I don't know. It's so interesting.
You don't want to get hit.
Oh. Well, white doesn't care about getting hit.
Oh, yes, he does. He doesn't want to get. He doesn't want to get losing tempo. For the builder to come around and restrain you some more.
If it's risky. In other words, if he can leave a shot, it's risky because he's got a 5 versus a 2-point board.
Yeah,
right?
it's still risky because the nightmare scenario is you get hit, you miss a return. There's another builder coming around. You have 3 back instead of 2.
Yeah.
Now here is a perfect example. Black doesn't have that many great numbers, and 5-2 is not a great number.
No.
You know, he can make his 4-point with.
I think you got to run here.
He's got to run it because otherwise there's a break point.
Run, duplicate his 3s.
Run out, 3s come up, 3s hit.
So
it's not close in my mind.
So this is great. Look at this. We're getting the greatest minds in backgammon. We're getting insight into how they're thinking. Now Frank could play safe. Julius could play safely here by playing off the 11 point relatively safely and leave 6-2-3-5. But he makes the run. I think this is the right play, even though it's 1/9 versus. He's got 14. Was it?
It's four numbers to hit versus this is 14 numbers to hit.
So that is a huge difference.
But then you're actually.
But now you have
the trouble is
he's going to run a checker.
You're not going to
control the outfield. You lost the outfield.
He can run. If white doesn't hit, he can just maybe run to the 6 or do something like split. Oh, and now this is not.
That doesn't see. That's not work. I mean, usually you want
to. That's actually 16 hitting numbers and 2 blots, and he loses an 11 point. So he should try to fight for more outfield.
I don't think it's 16. hitting numbers. Oh yeah, it
No,
is
the
16.
well,
You're
it
right.
would have been
I'm
16.
sorry.
It would have been 16 because 14 threes combos at 6-4.
That's right.
Here, there's only 14. But if he misses, this puts more pressure to his controlling outfield. And if he gets hit,
Oh, he doubles.
Oh,
This is
Oh
great.
my God. Oh, this is this was 14 gammon of shots, and he passes. Now that is
He passed quick.
yeah,
I might not have if you made that one play just because figuring there's so
Frank's
much
giving us insight. What's he saying?
he says I might not have doubled if you had slotted the 4 point. I don't know if he
Meant
he
that
thought it
because
was
he's going for the gammon.
Yeah, too good or not good enough.
Never know.
But or he might
Yeah,
just,
I'm gonna give it a chance.
I
John.
think he's making an honest assessment rather than trying to
Hustle him.
make Julius think that he ought to make Super Loose
Yeah.
play.
Oh, double sixes for Frank. He comes in. Oh, he's coming back. This is very powerful. Double sixes at the beginning of the game often results in a quick cue. Double fives. That's not great, actually. I mean, it's good for the
Well,
race.
he doesn't make his 5 point. He doesn't make his 11 point. And he doesn't split. So it's bad, and it's good for the race, but it's bad in terms of.
Well, he's got to leave a shot unless he plays 8-6 here.
So I believe he should break his midpoint.
And just come down. Yeah, that's
This,
okay.
This is all right.
Yeah. Duplicates threes.
It loses more if you get hit.
Yeah. They didn't get it.
He didn't get hit. It gains more, but it's.
Yeah, I think you got to come up with a 4.
It's coming out. It's coming
That
out
sounds
well.
good. Yep.
Yeah, otherwise-
coming out with the coming is good.
Otherwise, you're kind of you're losing. You're out of time.
And
this
6-2.
at least,
Makes it 2 point.
well, he could. Yeah, he could make the 2 point. This is not. I would not do this. This is playing into Julius's hands by breaking. Now
How about
Julius
double
has
fives?
a stronger board. Julius has got a stronger inner board here.
Yeah.
And Frank has left 3 blocks against that stronger board.
I think you gotta save it
2.5
up.
point board.
Kitty's right behind you.
Safety up. There's no. I don't.
I mean, it's terrible to leave. It's
Now,
not nice to
I
make
think
that.
he's ahead in the race too.
Wow.
94 and 45 is 139, and this is 79 and 44 is 123 and 25 and 48. So, what did I say? Yeah. So he was a little ahead of the race. So lifting is good. And this is
Double 4s. Wow.
makes 2 inside points.
That's got to be good. Really puts White on the defensive. What are your other options? You make the 5 point, you can make the 4 point from a checker out, which duplicates 4s. Maybe you make the 2 point and bring a checker out. That's the other possibility. And then if he doesn't roll it, 2, 3, 4.
I would still make the big board because there's a lot of tactics still going on. It's not like you're forced to come out because.
I like coming
it's a
out
straightforward
though because
race. It's a straightforward race to get to, but you can maybe race.
Well, the
anyway.
prisons
It's
were
not like
removed,
this
guys.
blocking
That's how we get those table and
so
board.
do you think there's a danger here where Black is just going to start breaking his board?
Well, there's not yet because you got a spare on the midpoint.
Right, but I mean soon. That's the thing.
Well,
That's sort of the
but he
vision
can also
here.
hit loose with a deuce, like now, case in point.
Yes.
In with a 3.
Oh, he's not doing it.
Oh,
No,
this is a
he
little
missed his out 4.4, 2.4. So if you're a beginner, you have the strong board, and your opponent has a weak board, like you have twice as many points, 4-2. Hit your opponent and your whole board if you have 4 points, because you're a huger favorite.
I lost a match just that way myself in this tournament.
Is that right?
I did not.
You
I did not attack with a stronger board. I played like a. I played
a little wimpy.
like little. I didn't want to use
Chicken?
that horrible word. But
It's hard though.
well.
That's part of what makes the game. 6-3 is that for Frank Julius? So if he's ahead in the race, he should run.
113.
It's close. The race is too close.
32. No, he was ahead. 19 before Frank's roll.
Really?
Yeah.
Then they should have run.
So I believe so. The sixes don't grow on trees. What did he roll? Oh, 5
Six.
3.
Oh yeah.
No, he rolled. I forgot what he rolled.
6 3 5 3. See, look at that.
Now he can.
Now you gotta go.
He can certainly.
He hit. I
He
mean,
can
he could
certainly
hit.
run. Still hit. It's a 4-point board versus 2-point board.
You know, running is hard because you got 4 guys point on it, but then he's got the 5-point open. So.
Yeah. So this is
the
what I
bold
would
play.
still do it.
Now, do you come out or you come down? Duplicate the ones, right? Give him 5, 2, and 1s, 13 numbers.
I don't know. I'd be
Come
inclined
out.
to come out, but
Yeah, because you got to come out. I mean,
you got to come out sometime.
why not now? You got, a bunch of numbers that are going to. Well,
He's keeping the anchors in case of accidents. He leaves more. He's leaving more.
You could have an accident.
Yeah, he's leaving.
And he stays out. He rolled double 3s. That's Julius want to double. He's doubling.
Yeah, he's going to double.
Yeah, this could
Even
be.
if it's a take, it's good bluff value.
Yeah.
You might pass.
You take this.
I'm not sure it's a take. But it's plausible because
It's plausible because you've got the 5-point open. He
you
gets not to roll.
you get gammoned a lot. That's the trouble. You get gammoned a lot, and you're still stuck. You're stuck back there, and the 5-point is open.
Yeah.
So.
And he's filling that 1 point next time, no matter
He's
what.
filling well. What doesn't fill it? 4-3.
Yep.
4-3 doesn't.
Yep. That's about 3-1.
6-1, 6-5, 6-5, and
3-1 and
4-3.
4-3. Yeah. Well, 3-1 you could save to it.
Yeah,
If you want.
3-1 does not. Yeah, 3-1.
But you would probably leave the black over. So.
Yeah, you're not gonna break your 4-point for sure.
And I think the score has something to do with this too.
He passes and he's going to give.
But even if the score dropped,
I mean, Julius 4-2.
yeah, so it's about a 60%.
It's a tough double.
Now, Matt, so it's with 5 away, 7 away. That makes Julius, what about 60, 62?
It's the 61, 62.
Yeah. So that's the match equity table. And I do it by feel. I don't memorize Neil's numbers or all the equity tables. It's just kind of a feel thing.
Neil's numbers is based on an old match. Those numbers in the table. That'll give you the rules behind it. Better than nothing. And current thinking is the old match equity table is not quite right.
Okay, yeah, it's up.
There's one called Kazaros Rock. Not like that. Down.
Down's much better. He's got 6 checkers on that.
He's duplicating a 6 to have it. But he's also giving him like 3s and 1s to have on the 5-1.
And he's not.
He's sort of happy. He's sort of happy with that roll, I suppose. Because now he can roll.
Oh, that's a great roll.
It's worked out.
It's worked out. What is he thinking about? Right. All right. So this is the typical beginning of the game. Hit back and forth. He rolls to 5. And he's going to want to give him another 5. There's no choice there. That's that. So this is a constant exchange back and forth. And it's anybody's game. Black is a better position. I mean, white is a good position with the 5-point. And the 6 he does hit. Now it's going to be pretty even. Because black's going to come in, maybe roll a 5, and that's going to be that. Or 1-2 hits. White's getting ready to. Frank's going to have a backhand coming.
I'm going to step out for a minute. I might have a match here.
All right, Marty, thank you for joining us. Marty Storer.
Woo! To the
Send your replacement in, Marty. Expert testimony from Marty Storer, Backgammon legend, co-author with Mary Hickey of What's Your Game Plan? It's an awesome book. Those guys are tons of problems. You can play it 2 different or even 3 different ways. If you know your game plan, you make the right play. It's an awesome book. It's really changed the way I play, the way I look at the game. And this weekend we had the Paul McGrail Memorial as Julius examines this play here. And we had dignitaries. Blake Fleetwood did a lot of work putting that together. He created the video. had that edited that we saw last night in memoriam to Paul, and his son Louis was here and to receive the many accolades that people love and admiration that we all had for and have for Paul McGraw, who passed away this year. We also want to give our best wishes and hopes to Falafel, who is recovering from brain surgery. He's a giant of backgammon. Beloved by all, great sense of humor, such a character, wonderful person. And with that, we are going to take a break. We are sponsored by the United States Backgammon Federation and the Backgammon Masters awarding body. They undertake all the work, and there's a ton of work. Dmitry Obakov is the CEO or president, I guess president of BMAB, and they award titles. So we know Mochi is the Super Grandmaster, the only one, but they very carefully analyze matches and decide who the best players are based on performance rating, not the actual results, but performance rating. And so they really legitimize the sport of backgammon and provide a level playing field for analyzing this sort of thing. So with that, we're going to take a short break, as the players do. This is Larry Shiller with the voice of backgammon. Thanking you for joining us, and we'll be back momentarily.
Right.
Especially you got guys like Marty here. I mean, they are amazing.
There's no coffee down here. My buddy's going to get me a cup. So.
Okay, good.
He played the 2-1s.
Yes.
Very cool.
I'm not sure what's going on. Welcome to caffeine.
Yeah, it's we're taking a break.
It's Frank Lay and Julius High. And the score, we got Kent Goulding in here, is 4-2, and they started. Oh, that was a short break. Kent, do you want to do some commentary while I take a short break? All right, we got Kent Goulding coming on board. Just take a seat right here and adjust the camera. See what you're doing there. All right. So
Is this as big as the board gets?
I'm gonna.
All right, which direction are we going? I gotta finish my M&Ms. 4-2. Somebody's done something. Frank has the 20 point. Frank had the 20 point. And here we go. All right. Anchor and hit would be my plan. Ooh. Forget the anchor part. This is a crushing number. Get in. Any in. 4-1. That's good. Oh, 4-3. Maybe not quite enough stuff there to pop them. What's the other? 5-2. Well, that's a little awkward. He's going to hit something. Might be actually right to leave 6 plots. I mean, how bad can that be? 7 plots. I'm in for the 7 block play. Hit with a 5 and hit with a 2. Anytime you can leave 7 blots, you should do it, in my humble opinion. It's a very difficult number to play. He can play 10 to 5 and then futz around and anchor up on the other guy's home board. I don't know all about these cowardly plays. I'd go nuts. I'd go nuts and smack them all. No imagination. I mean, okay, yeah, back it up, and go nuts. At least look at it. Maybe he hasn't seen the play. I'm looking at an 8-3 hit and 6-4 hit. I mean, once you've played 6-4 hit, hitting the other one makes, yes, that's a good boy. You know, yeah, it's a cute play. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it can actually work. I mean, obviously it can blow up in your face real fast, but it can also win real fast. In backgammon or almost any other game, whether it applies here or not is debatable. But if you're trying to play safe, in other words, playing not to lose, it goes on and on and on until you fail. But if you're playing to try to win, even if there's lots of expense to it, you know, you can see the brass ring. You can actually reach out and grab it as opposed to having to wait and wait and wait and wait. I mean, I think whatever he does, he should hit with the 2, personally. And having done that, this is very tempting. Oh, good boy. Nice play. And they thought I was crazy. 7 blots. Only 7 blots. Better get in to... I can't see the number. Oh, it's double 2s. This didn't work so well. Look at that. He didn't roll a 3 or a 4. Now we kind of need a 4. 6-3. All right, any anchor is better than no anchor. This is still fine. No one's doubling anybody. On we go. He's not going to double.
One roll is proven, and I just roll with a number.
There's not really, the tide doesn't really come in fast enough. Plus there's an anchor there in the middle of his board. Plus he's got his 5-point made. So if something goes wrong, like just happened here, it turns around more quickly the other way. This is a bluff huddle. I mean, some of the I think it's a personally easy take and may not be a double. All right, now having done it, attack. Attack. 6-1. Well, you know, this is great. Okay. Now, if you find yourself thinking you have to now make an anchor back there, that shows how relatively feeble the double was. He gets 1 checker in, and it's sort of like anybody's game. He got in the wrong place. We need to make the 5-point here. You can pick up the other outfield blot. That's something, but we want to kind of grab our 5-point. 5-5. Yeah, it's all the wrong spots. Can you hit anything? 1, 2. No, it's all. Boy, this is. I'm not happy. I think I'd play positionally rather than do this. This just isn't. If you could point on a second one, or the guy didn't have both those half points on your 5 and 4 point. I think this is overrunning the play. I think you got to play a little more positionally. Personally, even if you get a dance out of him, so what? If you're playing for a long term, yeah, that's good. Back that up. I think you got to do something just much more passive. Maybe come to the midpoint and come out to make the 16-point or something. Try to do it slowly. Bring more freight around. You know, wait for the reserve elements to be in place before you go into this attack nonsense. So I'm advocating, and the blot you most want to move is frozen, the one on the 17 point. So boy, I don't like that. Okay, he's sort of handcuffed him. So you know, this as a blitz, this simply, you know, it's mathematically impossible to work, barring a real freaky. Okay, now that you're in this position, we better roll double 2s or double 3s or something to bring this home. We really need to make those higher points, those ace points out of play. Oh, double 2s! Double 2s! 1, 2. I don't know about that outfield blot. That can wait till later. Might be right to either hit loose or keep on shifting onto the 4 point. You want to kick his legs out from under him. You can't let him get 2 new anchors here, or he's in spectacular shape no matter what. So either I think the nifty shifty is actually probably right. This is good. Now you really need him not to roll a 2. If he rolls a 2, he's in it forever, and this could be very, very difficult for white. Ace 6, okay, 2s and 7s. 2s and 7s and certain double 6s. What is that, an 11? We get an 11 with our checker from the 17 point. I like that. What are we thinking about? Roll the damn dice. Oh, excuse me, darn dice. 2, 7, 11. That's a 7. Don't even think about it. We got to build these points. Okay, 2 to make it interesting. No! All right, now what? Now maybe you build the board backwards. Now maybe we're shifting to the 2 point. 6-4. Oh, he covers. That's probably right, but again, a 2 here, the game is almost self-timed. Nope, didn't happen. Almost self-timed because white already has 2 checkers on his ace point. It'd be a lot more fun to watch kick his knees out from under him. You got to do that.
Pound away.
That's it. All right, he's got a whole hog. Bring the builders and coverers in as fast as possible. Still desperately. It's a 2. It's a 2. Now it gets tricky. Okay, we might have to stop and scoop up that odd blot along the way here. 4-2. Yeah, I think we want to clean as much of this stuff out of the way as we can. Now, again, a 2 for black. We'll have a lot more fun watching if he rolls a 2 here. 2! Yes, 6-2. It's a whole nother game. Now, black just sits there and he's totally immune. And white has to try to figure out how to get his checkers around so he doesn't lose this game frontwards. If white loses this game, he wants to lose it by losing to a back game. I don't know that's wrong. I think he should be focusing in on covering his 7, 8, and 9 points. That's how he's going to need to get home. He's got to have some landing spots coming home. 3-1. Okay, there's a 7 point. And now, the funny thing is here, black can win this going frontwards. This is like a front-back game if things go well. Get them all out of there. Don't monkey around. Get them all out. That's it. That's it. This is going to be difficult believe it or not, it's going to be difficult for white to win. I mean, if I was black, I'd be very happy here. 4-2. Okay. What he's doing here is, all right, we're in business. Just throw it back out to the wolves. That's it. Good play. Okay, he probably wants to pick it off if he can. Ace. Either one. I don't have a strong preference here. And a 6. He stays out. Now, pull the man off the 16 point and the 13 point. 3-1. Well, maybe make the mid and make the 9 point. At some point, he's going to scramble to get his checkers into his 6 and 5 points, but first he's got to get them around. He doesn't want to get separated. He doesn't want 14 checkers in the front court and 1 checker stuck in back. That might not go well. This is going to be tough. Julius playing the dark checker should have. That might be just bring it all the way. Julius wants to get one of those stacked up on the 22 point out of there. That doesn't do it. So do that. Don't break up your board. Do that. Now, Frank doesn't really mind hitting here. What he really wants to do is get home and start bearing off. Oh, he's going to bring both down. These are incredible. The danger here now is the ace point suction, where white has bearing in. White has to keep stacking checkers on the ace point before he's cleared his 7 point. And then all of a sudden, double and quadruple shots start appearing on his 6 point. The big point to watch here, believe it or not, is white's 6 point. If there's trouble, that's where it's going to be. Little or medium. 6-5. Well, see, here's the ace point suction coming. Now we're starting to get set up. Well, bad things can happen. Although he's still got the spares and the 9 point to play with. Double 2s, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Building his reception committee. We're in, it could be problems, right? Ace 2. Clear the 7. Clear the 7 and cheer. I mean, I would do this so fast you wouldn't see the checkers move.
Oh, right.
I can't say anything. Not here.
I was totally joking.
It's true.
I mean, I don't know what he's looking at. He's looking at clearing the 6. I think just clear the 7 and be done with it. I mean, if black's position was way further back and undeveloped, you might actually clear the 9, and this seems to me easy. Now we need 3s, 4s, and 5s. Some combination of 3, 4s, and 5s for white. 6-1, just hold on to everything. Now, see, this is a back game that can win going forwards. Oh, double 4s! Wow! 1, 2. Well, keep 1 going and then probably keep 2 going. The ace point suction continues. Now we've got basically, the classic 2-3 back game, which is really, really effective when there are men on the bar. But he's dodged that bullet. Okay, 5-2, going to shuffle around.
Oh.
No real rush to do that. That's not a bad 2 to play, but I think now you're sort of looking at building the prime from the back. I think I'd take the guy on the 17 and move him to the 15 and just try to bring more closer. The prime could be built from the 3 out or the 2 out or the 4 out. So the prime could be built by adding the 8 and 9 points. Okay, that's not bad. Now this next roll is going to be hugely critical. You really want to clear the 6 point. For white, I'm looking ahead for white. Black probably just brings that around and put it on the back side of the prime. Push it forward. Yeah, that's it. Now, this is a huge roll. Huge. Watch out the 4s and 5s. 6-2, it's a perfecta. It's a perfecta. Now 2s can get awkward here. See, black's going to have to decide does he give up his one of his anchors? Look at 6-2 and 5-2. If he gives up the 3 point, then 6-2 and 5-2 leave a forced 2 blots, which is effectively a triple shot, almost a quadruple shot. He didn't even look at it. I don't know if he knows this position better than I do or didn't see it. See, now a 2 doesn't play. What is this? 3-1, 3, and I think you gotta. I personally get off the 5 point myself, but what do I know? Checker off can't be all bad. How many checkers does he have? I can't tell how deep the checkers are. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. Does he only have 3 off? Wow. We could get out a pencil and paper or some more experience. There may have been a time that I knew this, but my knee-jerk reaction is to do that. That's my knee-jerk reaction. And I'm still not sure that black shouldn't have gotten off the 3 point last turn, but who knows? Snowy would probably know. Or XG, whatever the stupid bots are called. How did Julius end up with 4 men on his 5 point? Maybe he was forced into it. All right, well now Julius just wants to sit tight, build his 4 point, or 3 point. Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't think he wants to get off the back, so I guess just do this. All right, now we're building the prime from the back has sort of gone out the window. Now, no 2 or 3. 2s and 3s are bad. It's something like boxes will wake your opponent up. Double 4s is kind of fun. It's a 3 something. There you go. Okay, 2s and 3s to hit. 2s and 3s to hit, although the game's not over yet. 2s and 3s to hit. You got 20 numbers. 20 numbers, shake them up. Shake them up, 2s and 3s, shake them up. Not too many spots. 6-4, he missed! He missed! Wow, now there's serious problems. 2, 4, 7, 10, 11. He's only got 4 checkers off. Wow, only 4 checkers off. I don't know what that is. I don't entirely approve of that. All right, we can freeze him with double 2s. What do you get, 5-3? Okay, now, well, so the prime's out the window. Now he's got to actually close his whole board. Look at this. There might even have been some gammon saving chances. I'd move it 6. Look at that. Neat trick. Neat trick. He moved 6-4. There we go. 1, 2. He's just overrun the play. Yet you really don't want to get off the 2 point because big 2. You got too many. You got too many 6s to play. Maybe right to get off the 2 point and play for a 1. You've gotten out ahead of the game. If you get off the 2 point and your opponent rolls, 6-2, 5-2, 4-2, 3-2, it's just he hits you and it's just a single shot. If you hold the 2 point, you roll 6-2, 5-2, 4-2, 3-2, then there's a double shot there, except Julius doesn't have enough checkers to play. And there is the save the gammon thing. Okay, this maximizes his chances of hitting. If he now to do this, he would have to now burn another one to the ace point. That maximizes his chance of hitting, but it also jacks up his chances of getting gammed. It also jacks up his chances of not containing a checker if he does hit it. I think he needs to be pure here. I think he's got to let go of the 2 point and play for 6-1, 5-1, 4-1, 3-1. Even 2-1 is kind of fun. Well, 2-1 is a lot of fun. 2-1's probably his worst. With 2-1, he has to hit and basically generate a multi-number shot. I don't like this. Now we want him to get hit and then lose anyway. That's the danger of this play. He hits a checker and loses anyway. Okay, well, two up is what you don't want to see, except for double twos. You can live with that. And it is a 6-1.
Okay.
Well, what do you got? You got. If you take a checker off, it's 20 numbers. But you got a checker off. If you do this, it's ones and threes, except for 1-1 doesn't work. So it's only 19 numbers. You gain at what's our checkers off can matter here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. You gain a checker off. I don't know the answer. It may be right to get the checker off. You don't gain that much in terms of the gammon race. Checker off may be a big deal here. Certainly, if you're not hit, taking a checker off is monstrous. You're gaining a full roll. And the gammon is not assured, although it's likely. So if he misses this, he's going to be missing with no aces or twos. He's going to be missing with pretty big numbers. And there's still 5 rolls left to get your checkers off. I'm taking a man off. There's all kinds of life after death considerations too. You get hit, you win more gammons taking a man off, and if you get hit, you have more life after death, and partly by virtue of the rolls, possibly by virtue of the plays. Black's reception committee is messed up. It's not that easy to finish closing Black's board, and if White gets hit and gets in, yeah, I think he made the right play. All right, aces and deuce, little Bo Peep. We want to see a lot of white and not a lot of dots. No dots. There we go. There's a dot. Little 1 ace. Split them out. Okay, now bringing this home for Julius is not going to be so easy. Any 2 or 3, and you laugh and you say, "Ha ha, can't catch me." 3, 2. You can't. It's impossible to catch a second checker. Well, technically not, but it's virtually impossible to catch it. Okay, now we're alive. There's only a 3-point blockade in front, and it's what's Black doing? Black's got to try to build the reception. That's a little mixed. Build the reception committee to catch White if he comes out with about 8 pips. I was played mighty quickly. I'd have tried to put a couple men on the 14, 15, 16 points and be in optimal position if an 8 is rolled. Oh look, an 8. And we're not, we've got a 2 and a 7 and a 10. I'd rather have like a 5 and a 4 and a 10 or whatever other options. 2 and 7 and 10. We got a 2 and a 7. 2 and now I think it's the other way around. Now the lead one. Yes. Now what he's covering is the 2-5, 2-6, 3-5. What do you roll? Double 3s? Yeah, you got to attack. Preferably get that 1 into play. 4-3. Hit with a 3. Choose 1, 4, or the other. Okay, now 3-6 or something, and it gets exciting. 3-0. Okay, we have the pleasure of if we roll a 1, which stays out, it's also a number that hits. 4-5. Well, that's stinky. I think you're supposed to pick that up. This may be 2 rolls away for catching this guy. Yeah, I think these can be a little bit tricky. I think now you want him to stay put. Little tiny numbers and just stay put. 6-1. Well, that's not bad. So what do we got here? 10s, 11s, and 1s. Oops, that's not on the list. I think it's the right play. You want to stay. You want to be where if he rolls a 7 or 8, you want maximum coverage. So here we go. He can't. He has no option. White's play is virtually forced. Whatever he rolls. 10. Oh my. Okay, 5s and 1s. 5s and 1s. We got 3-2 for juice. 5s and 1s and 3-2. It's a 5 and they count on top. Okay, all over. What do we get with the 3? Still awkward. Now any 3 and it's almost even harder to contain it. 6-4. I'll tell you what, I may be slotting if I roll a 1 here. 5-3. What's that? He played a 6. Was that the 5 or the 3? Or the total? It doesn't cover for any of them. Okay, I don't know about that play, but 3 makes it. Nope. I'm in there with a 1. Ah, 2 ones. All right, so much for winning a gammon or anything like that. 2, 4, 7, 8. We got 7 checkers off. Not in bad shape, and also the match score is going to prevent Cube from coming back anytime soon. We're going to get to see this played out till near the end. Black's position is awkward with that spare checker on the ace point, and White has a virtual speed board. Every single spare checker on his ace point, so all the doubles are working. 2 1s don't matter. You know, you want Black to come in deep. You want him to roll 6-5 or something. No, not double 2s. That's like his best. All right, take some checkers off. 5. Don't open the board. Yeah, that's sort of forced. Not too bad. Now something like 4-3, 6-4. Okay, that's a good roll. I think you want to play the 6. And I don't think you're desperate enough to take the 3 off. I mean the 4 off.
We'll take 4 off next time.
If White had more checkers off, plays like this are, you know, if he comes in, you're dead anyway. But I'm not sure if he comes in here, you are dead anyway. So, all right, now Frank needs a 6. 6 now will make it very 6. 5-1. Nope. 3, 6, 9, 11, 2. It's getting 4-4. Wow. 1, 2, 3. Good time to hit. A 5 or 4-1. A 5 or 4-1. If he misses this, there's going to be trouble. 5 or 4-1. 5 or 4-1. 5-1. He hit him. Okay. 4, 7. We got 8 checkers left for it. He's good. Oh no. Where's it go? 1, 2, 3. He's still in range. Okay. Roll a 3 or very big. 3 is best. 3 is best. 3, 6. Excellent roll. He's not so far enough ahead that he wants to not hit that guy. Okay, this is a 10. Any 10. Otherwise, we got trouble. 6-3. It's a forced play. Okay, so much for that. I don't think we're going to want to hit now.
I feel like you did, yeah. You mostly played so well.
5 in and take a checker off. I don't see any reason to hit. What do we got? 3, 6, 7. Only 8 checkers left. Needs big. Very big. 6-5. That's big. 6. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need a 5 or a 6. We do not want to waste a pip here. We don't want to waste a half a roll. 5 or a 6. 6. Okay, I can't really tell. It looks like 2, 3, 4. I think there's 6 white checkers left. 2-1. That's 2 men off. He's double 2s. That's that. Whoa! What a game!
Okay.
What a game!
Your clock is wrong. I don't know if you noticed that.
We didn't know what was going on. He said something he wasn't sure.
It's set to hours instead of minutes.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And
They're playing a 19-hour match.
Let's see if I know how to do this.
All right, timeout while the
So what I can
referee
do is
refixes
round
the
up
clock.
what you
Instead of
guys,
having
the minute you're on,
instead of having
round up
22
on
minutes or
people
something,
like
there are
that
20
whole
minutes. They had 20
Well,
hours.
I need to take away the extra 19 hours.
Take away the 18 hours. The match could go for 18 hours. We would have fun, and I would be hoarse.
But I'm okay whatever you do. Whatever you feel is fair.
You're right. That's
All right,
another-
4 to
that's
4. The
another
score is
thing.
4 to 4, or a better way to put it, 5 to go, 5 to go.
No. What I'm going to do is, what I would be doing is giving you more time.
Yeah, I think that's better. Because
Wait, I played a lot of 5-point matches. All right, here we go.
Well, at least I.
5 to go, 5 to go. Come on, adjudicator, set the clock, get it going.
Well, you didn't get gammon, so you saved something there. There was kind of a fair
But that was a great game.
finish, sort of in a weird way. Because
That
I
was
got
a
the win,
great
but
game.
You didn't.
Back and forth, hit.
You need gammon still. Gammon there would have been nice. But
Fancy board.
you know, don't tell anybody I said this, but you're actually a very likable guy.
Okay.
You have a good perspective on things. I don't sense any negative energy with you. I sense positive.
Check my
Thank you. I try.
check my Calcutta sheet to see if I own. I'm pretty sure I don't own Julius. I'm not sure about the other guy, about Frank.
It really does. I'm I'm working even at 60. I'm still working.
I'm not going to look. I don't want to bias the commentary.
Okay, there you go. You got a few months only.
Okay.
You're about to hit 60.
Enough
So you were
chatting.
pretty low on time.
Let's get on with it.
You were getting on to it. So I've got 5 and 8 out there, which is
That's fine.
the equivalent of a good row.
Okay. Here we go. 5 to go, 5 to go. It's any a 3-1. Great start.
It didn't seem right. You didn't say
We want to
something
roll
about
nice doubles or something here. 3-1 ourselves.
how to fix it because I didn't know what was wrong with it.
Okay. Excited. 3-2. Seems reasonable. Some kind of, what do we got? I guess that was cocked. I mean, obviously you want to point on him. I think you hit him. There you go. Now you want a 4 or 3 to hit back.
You dumb son of a bitches, get your clock fixed.
Yeah, he picked
4, and now 6 to 5. Spread out some builders. This is looking good.
I don't know who said
So
it.
now you kind of need to get in. Quick slight advantage to white with a lot hinging on this roll.
You guys set it for hours and minutes instead of minutes.
3-2. In with a 3. I don't think you really want to hit again. Okay, this is gives you a little more to play with the anchor on the 22.21. Now I might actually take the 4 point here as opposed to backing up an anchor. You've already caught 3. He's anchored on your 3 point. You're not going to be able to push him any further back. Because he has 3 back, I personally would have made the 4 point. But maybe I'm just crazy.
I would have done what you did.
Okay, boxes. Well, I don't know. You may change your mind here. Maybe you should go the other way around. Maybe those 2 out and keep those 2 going. Yeah, this is hardly bad. The only problem with this is you have to play your next number too. You're going to get a second number. Okay, 4-2. Well, that's a bit awkward. Now he's going to end up making us 4 point. I mean, he could chicken it out and play 11 to 5, and then try to roll a miracle next number. I want to play backgammon. I want to make my 4 point. If you play the 2 to cover the 11 point, you have no 4. I mean, that's clearly, you see the 2, you're all excited I can cover the 11 point, but then there's no 4. Nah, I don't know. This is just hit for hit psych or whatever. The 11 point's not that important. I'd have built the 4 point. Shows what I know. See, now he's sort of obligated to cover it up and use up precious checkers. Well, maybe they're not so precious. Look at this, double 5s, miracle shot. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We could actually make the 3 point. 4, 1. Okay, what do we got here? So far we've played 2. Maybe back it up and look at the whole play. A little bit of everything. Yeah, it's still not easy to bring this home. Double 4s. Everything's blocked, but that's okay. Just builds this board. All the other outfield checkers are blocked. No one can move. 1, 2, 3. Slot the 2, slot the 3. No big difference. All right, and white has absolutely no good numbers. He's got to roll a doubles or some perfecta. 6-1. Oh, look, it's difficult. Oh, look, every number is difficult. I think he didn't think long enough with his double 5s. He left himself with a totally denuded position, which was difficult. I mean, it looks good for one roll, but it's brittle is a good way to put it, as evidenced by this 6-1. It's brittle. Might be right to build a bar point. Leave the double shot and get your 4 in a row. You can play safe. Black's position is not as brittle because Black can play with his checkers on the home, building his home board. He's got a lot of room there to mess with. And there is a safe play, and that's playing 8 to 1. Well, there's hit. That's not ridiculous. 4s and 2s. There are 2 blots here, and again, it's cleanup time is difficult. 3-2. That's in and hit. Blots everywhere. Love it. Blots everywhere. Now a 2 would be nice, or any. You really don't want to get in with an ace unless it comes with something good. Ace 4, or ace, or ace 1. But I think it's going to be in with a 3 and poke them. All right, and now at least we have a little bit of a plan. We can cover our 3 point and pull the back checker out. If 2-1, nice shot. Nice shot. And again, a 2 or a 3, but not really a 1. There's a 2 and a 5. Is there anything good to do with 4? You can hit. He could hit. It's not ridiculous to hit and then try to scramble home. Use the front checkers, swoop up those other 2 blots out there, and then take your leisurely time bringing the last 2. I kind of need a 3 here. That's 1, 3. All right, good time for everybody to get in. Both have a 3-point board. A quarter of the time you dance. 2, 6. Can we hit anything? Is there only 1 checker out? Ooh, this is so awkward. Well, that's the safe play. But boy, I want to move the other one. Back from break.
Kent,
We've been having fun with that.
have you? Tell me, yeah. Tell me what's been going on.
We had back games and hits and all kinds of
I
fun
see the
stuff.
score's only 4-4. We've got a match tonight, right?
Now we've got a brittle. Well, they had the clock set to 20 hours instead of 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh, we'd be here till tomorrow.
We
That's
have-
really something. And who they discovered that and fixed the clock? That's great. Didn't know you could set them that way. That's quite a chess match. So now, what's the direction they're going? I can see. Oh my gosh, it's hard to tell sometimes. Another back game.
Yeah, look at the the brittleness of White's position. It's just cracked. It's just
They
cracked
call
again.
that TMP, don't they?
Yeah, or it's
Too many points?
Too many points and or TWP, the wrong point.
Oh, I like that. I hadn't heard that TWIP before. So
6-3. Now, where's the cube?
the cube is not turned.
This is by the way, this probably cube isn't turned. It should have been turned, and now it may be too good.
Well, black is in a solid position. White has the 1 point. That's the killer in a back game. To have 3 men back and have the 1 point.
4 men back. Yeah, he's got one up
He's
here.
got on the bar. It's really not looking good. I'm not sure I would have done that, but it's funny.
Right, he can sleaze up to the front of this thing. 3-2, 3-6, 3. What is that? 3-2.
3-2 is a nice roll.
This is good. These guys are not playing a back game. These guys are slowly putting themselves
getting into the race.
putting
Right, it's
themselves
holding
into
game.
position to spring back out again.
So this is 6-2. This is easy. Not much more you can do there.
Really wants a 6 here to start getting those back ones out.
Well, he got it.
Also hits, but
Well, this doesn't want to-
maybe he's got a hit.
You do the slot and try to make the bar. Will it roll a 1 next time?
No, you're gonna leave. If he sticks with hitting, he's gonna play that 3.
And so block his 6s next time. It duplicates
Problem
the
is
6s.
he's duplicating his own 6s.
That's right. 5-6
5,
stays
6,
out.
that's nice for now. This is just
You can't be unhappy about it, actually. It doesn't really matter too much.
3-2. Now he's just in scramble mode.
Can't move back.
I mean, I'd actually left that guy there. I'd
like that
leave
6-1.
the guy back there in order to
Yeah.
make that point and use it as a landing point to extricate, as Senkowitz used to say, to turn the sock inside out. You got to take the back game and turn it into a front game.
So now what? You got to come out with the 6 from the 2 point?
Well, you want to come off the 2 point, but you got this stupid loose dangling participle on the midpoint. Now.
I think you got to come all the way with it. To do that.
See,
I don't think that's right because you leave too many shots.
see, guys, there's 6s and 5s. He's
Yeah,
he's
that's right.
anti-duplicating.
Yep.
I mean,
And he's thinking about that. Now he leaves 1.
yeah, I did that.
looks better.
This all happened a couple of rolls ago. He should now have securely anchored on
he comes in 3-2 on the outfield, right?
Yeah, he should be securely anchored on the whatever it was, the 16 point over there, and trying to pull his back guys out. Now he's getting swept in front of the tide.
Now Frank stays out. Julius is like, do I double now? Yeah, Julius, you do have a double now.
Well, you got an easy double. I don't think you
Is
can
it a
take
take?
it.
It's not really much of a
Because
take.
of the anchor,
Yeah.
I don't think you should keep playing. But this could. Yes, White can win, but this can blow up in White's. This could get gammon.
Yeah.
It's very, very dangerous.
He is.
No, he's absolutely right to get out of Dodge.
Does not want to take that. There's too many ways that can go wrong. The timing is all in black's favor. So this is the type of game I've been missing
You
this whole
missed
time.
a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
I mean, that's pretty exciting backgammon we got here. So now let's see. I've got some birthdays coming up. So as these guys, when we have a little lull in the action, we're gonna go over some Voice of Backgammon birthdays. Is yours close by?
Mine is gone.
Like, are you a May birthday?
May 31. 6-1.
May 31. All right. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Get rates.
4, 3, 3, 4. All right, 8s and 2s and 9s. You're gonna poke that blot with a 2 or a 9, or maybe even. That's a nice play. That's a nice play, but it's a 10, not a 9. You had the right idea. You can do that. Oh, all right. Action everywhere. Not my play, but it is my play for these purposes because it's a lot of fun. 5, 3. Oops. Where'd my 8-point go? Now this is like a 3-legged pooch or something. It's hobbling around, can't walk in a straight line. A6, get out. Good play. Now put something together here. 5, 4. Well, it doesn't hit. He can make a point. You could shuffle some builders in the outfield, which also wouldn't have been crazy. All right. 6, 2. Oh, this puts Humpty Dumpty back together again. That little deuce there makes the position feel a lot cleaner. All right, now we're anchored in and waiting.
So I'm just looking for these birthdays. Kent is doing a great job. I don't want to interrupt him because he's on a roll, no pun intended.
That may have been a little too exciting. We got big heap on the midpoint I don't like. 6, 2. Okay,
What's your game plan here? What's your reason
trees.
for wanting to make that play?
Well, he's waiting back to try to. You got a front anchor, and then you got to checker way back. That's like the sweeper. That's there to pick up any loose blocks like this. He's in the process of doing his job in sweeping. Sweep it up, and he missed. 5, 4. I might be right just to come out with him. It's really an opposing bars game. It's the 18-point against the 13-point. That's the main theme here. With we might as well make the ace point now. And I don't know what's going on in the race. 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd think white must be ahead. Pretty far ahead. All right, now it's opposing bars. It's 5. That's good. You get off to 6-1. Now these opposing bar games, if you're white, if you're the attacking side, you don't double. Generally speaking, you don't double until you're threatening to clear your midpoint, almost no matter what the race. Unless black's position is completely messed up, and here it is not. Black basically takes forever. All the action's going to be when presumably white either rolls doubles to clear his midpoint or is forced to break his midpoint, often leaving a direct 6 with all sub combinations, a 17-number shot with some nightmare variations. So black's going to sit tight. He's going to hold on to his midpoint as long as he can to prevent double aces. And now white needs doubles. 5, 3. Okay, he's got a nice board. Now what I would do, assuming, and I don't think you want to do any volunteer shots here. The timing could go. You might luck out. White might break before you're forced to lead, and black can monkey around with those 2 checkers on his midpoint. I mean, he conceivably could let those go now, although I wouldn't. I just do that. It's straightforward. I don't think white, whatever the darn race is, I don't think white doubles until he's got. Oh, look at that! A totally wasted number. And I'll make the 3-point, or bring the 3 in. And, all right, he's doing this. He's saving the spare on his 8-point. Maybe a little bit of a mirage. 5, 6. Now he gets off the mid. Okay, see, black still has some time. White, of course, can start to give up his 8-point if he has to. What is that? 6, 3. Now I would now count the race and see what things look like as white. It's a good time to get the race straight. If you've got a big racing edge here, this is not ridiculous to double. Well, he's not even thinking about it. Where's the cube? The cube hasn't been turned, has it?
I don't see the cube.
So it probably has not been turned. 5, 3. I think you're basically, you know, there's this inclination to hang on and preserve your 5s or 6s, but I think basically you want to keep your board closed.
Who's a favorite?
White. Yeah, hide the cube when you're losing in the race.
That's an interesting play.
Okay, well, we can tell the race here pretty easily. You know, White's ahead more or less by the 10 pips. 4-1. Ooh, he can just handle it. He doesn't want to leave any volunteer shots here, so he's got to do that now. Any 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5 is the multi-shot. 6-3, there's the multi-shot, but White's home board's not so great, and Black's home board is. Now, what's the race here? How bad's the race, or how good is the race? There's certainly, you don't have to hit if you roll a hit. You can hit when it's a fielder's choice. You can hit if you're hitting and covering.
White has 71.
Oops, okay, here we go. Now he wants 6-2 and 1-2 and double ones and
68.
And what the heck is that?
Double fours. So 68,
Whoa.
71. So now he's up by 13 pips.
This is not over. This is not over. All right, big roll for Black, and we got a race. 6-4. That's pretty good.
That's a great roll.
It's pretty good. Look at this. This is very close. Black can draw first blood even. 2-1. Now that's, I think 5-4 somehow looks right.
Yeah.
Now that's got to be worse. I don't like that at all. I'd have gone 5-4. I have no idea what that's all about.
I know, right?
3-2. Well, that's a poopy roll. I don't know why he rolled that. All right, now something good.
6-2.
Yeah, they managed to actually save it. All right.
That's right, doesn't matter.
Boy, what's that extra checker do?
What did that?
3-2.
Yeah,
2, 3.
Take a 3 off.
All right, so this
game is anybody's game. This
We're
is
4 pips. Ah, look at that. He's not wasted any pips yet. I think 13 pips ahead, and that's a 5. Well, that's not good.
4-1.
Okay, get a big one out there.
But they
4-1.
both, you know, they both have 10 checkers off after this draw. So
See what he gets. Oh, big
that was
poop.
not good. They both have 10 checkers off. And he's got the hole on the 4
10
point.
checkers left.
I mean, 10 checkers left, right? That hole hurt. Well, he's got the
Well, now
hole.
he's got the half roll to.
Oh,
Ooh, well, take them both off. He's got the half roll to lose. So
He needs a 4-1, 4-2, 3-1. Okay, this is not looking good for Black.
Black just a good big fat roll, like 4-4.
Kent rooting for the underdog.
6.
And maybe 5-4.
Well, it depends on. Well, no, if you're making a desperation play,
You wanna do that?
It's 5-4, not that. I think that was
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
right,
3,
1, 2,
5,
3.
7 checkers left. Just one nice big fat doubles, and he's cruising. 5s or 6s are nice.
Once.
4s don't do anything. 5-4. All right, 2 checkers off. Now we.
Oh, 6-4.
All right. Is that 3? Is there 3? It doesn't matter whether it's 3 or 4.
Yeah, it doesn't
we
matter.
need
He's getting
1,
one
2,
off.
3. He needs.
Just not a 1.
He needs 5s and 6s. 6-2. Okay, 4. It looks like. Well, put him out of his misery. Just put him out of his misery. Okay, 4s are better.
That's it.
3s don't do it. It's 4s are better.
Yeah. Julius is adjusting the
No
score
problem.
carefully.
Leave room for everything.
Yeah, this is it, you know. This is Julius, very calm.
I don't understand what's happening. Okay, here we go. 4s are better.
Military.
4s or better.
And he doesn't
5-1. Oh, I saw the 5. I saw the 5. Well, that was interesting.
And so Frank is in the lead.
Okay, so what's the score? 3 to go, 4 to go.
3 away, 4 away.
3 to go.
Now this score, for those of you who are new to match play, there are certain very sensitive scores in backgammon. And this is, in fact, the most sensitive score that there is. 3 away, 4 away. In terms of how the doubling works. Because either player who doubles, the other player's got to think, can I get gammoned? Because if they lose, any player loses a double game, that's gammon, loses the match. And it's not really, you know, what's the percentage here? 60%?
Generally speaking, a 1 point lead is something like that, but I've forgotten all my.
And so I think it's around 60%. And actually, the 3 away, 4 away. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. This is interesting.
Slight early edge to White. 5, 6, and
That's going to hit. Okay, I guess it's okay. You don't want to give it to 5 point, but you want to gain the race. So 5-4 just makes it. So the game plan now at the beginning of the game, what's your game plan here? We talk a lot about that. We had Marty Story with us earlier to talk about that. And what is your game plan? You know, obviously you want to win the race, and so that could be a game plan. But there's basically 3 basic game plans. I mean, you're either not including the back game, because most people don't consider that
What are you talking
strategy.
about? That's heresy.
You know,
of course it's a legitimate strategy.
It's only as necessary. Nobody chooses to go into a back game. But, you know, you do it because you have to, right? But
or because you want to.
Well, someplace it's, you know, no argument there. It's a lot of fun. I mean, if you know, that back end actually the most fun in back end, which is why Pasco Game, right? That's promoting that. It's very popular. But they basically have a running game, race, and everything eventually turns into a race. There's a holding game is considered to be a racing game. There's priming game where each player builds tries to build a 5 or 6 point prime in front of the other player, and then there's an attacking or blitz game. So those are the 3 basic types of games where you try to just close them out. So both these players are in kind of a holding pattern here, where they're having advanced points in their opponent's home board. Julius is a little bit dangerous because he's got checkers open to attack. The good news is White is not going to do an attacking game with 8 checkers in the zone. There was 8 checkers on his side of the board playing large, so he's pretty safe there. This 5-3 is going to hit certainly with a 3. He can't hit twice.
Yeah, he's going to bring a beater down. He's got to play 13-8.
So 13-8 is pretty indicated because
this is a waste of a roll.
You know, he would, if he's going to play an attacking game. So knowing your game plan helps you decide what you're going to do. So in this case for Julius, knowing your game plan of I'm attacking means I need more builders down near my home board so I can attack more. And that's how great players think about the game. They think, what's my game plan? What checker player is going to best support that? And the even greater players know how to pick the best game plan. That's the hard part. Usually once you have a game plan, the checker play is fairly obvious. Not always. But Marty Storer has a book about this. That's awesome. And if you want to know opening rolls, if you're a beginner player and you just really want to, crush everyone in your club or in your family or whatever, and this hits, by the way. So this is
dangerous. Lots of 4s.
Michi has this book. It's awesome. It's really what you want to get. 2-5 does not do anything. He needs 1s and 4s to hit. And so he's coming down the 5. That's interesting.
No, he's
like
maximum pressure and spreading out his builders. He's got 2 points. He's got 2 points in his home board. These other guys only got 1. White's hanging on to a measurable edge here. It can all swing. 1 bad roll, 1 good roll, 1 joker.
Yeah, but White
1
is
anti-joker.
White is in control here, big time, because this roll black is awful. And White can make his bar point with a 4-point prime. He can attack on the 4 point.
Boy, is that
he can hit the blot.
ugly. Boy, is that
It's
ugly.
a double. This is a double.
Boy, is that ugly.
This is a double. He's got so many market losers. Would you double this?
I don't think I would, but I like the position.
It's gammony. And look, that's not a great roll. 5-6. That's really just not what. This is not. This is really.
This repositions the checkers into good spots.
Yeah.
Black still has a mess to clean up.
Can he roll a 2-4?
Double fours is a whole lot of air. I think that
make your 5.
Personally, I would just make the 5 point.
Yeah, you got and then if White doesn't hit, you've got a nice broken 4-point card at least. He's thinking about it.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do?
This is a little.
Oh.
This seems a little rich to me.
That may not be bad. I like the tempo.
Even when it works, it doesn't work.
You got Black's in trouble.
Well, he's got to get an anchor. And that doesn't go anywhere.
That's terrible.
Okay, so 1,
I'd
2.
move him out. I'd definitely move him out. You don't want to be blitzed. Make your 1 point.
2.
Slide your 2 point.
3.
So basically what Black wants to do in terms of game plan is at least have the best possible home board ready. If White, now this is a double for White. I don't know.
No, he needs a little more.
6-2. Just play to the 5 points. So he wants to play safe here, which he's doing.
Black wants to anchor up.
And Black cannot anchor up.
Yeah,
It's
can
got to
anchor
be
on the 6th
frustrating.
point. Just happens to be already occupied.
You know, 5-2, it's 3 apart. So his checkers are 3 apart. Unfortunately, both landed in the same part. This can't be right.
Yeah, it can't. If he does that, he's slot the darn 4 point.
I think he ought to just like run. He's
all right, okay.
All right.
He's got 3.5 points.
So what's his
over
game
there.
plan? I'm not sure. His game plan is not to get Gammon.
What do we get?
Double 3s.
Wow.
Wow. I know, right? It's interesting. I don't know. I have no idea how to play this. It seems natural to bring 2 3s down, but you could bring 3 down. I think bringing 3 down.
The problem with the 14 point, the 14 point is just sort of an intermediate, nothing better to do point.
So there's 2. I can't argue with that.
I don't know.
If he doesn't roll a 1, he's in trouble.
I'd have looked.
Oh, 6-5 is great. He
there's
did
an
it.
anchor. I'd have looked a little harder at.
Yeah, some other place. He did a lot of options.
How's our race? Looks like Black's ahead. What's that, a 3-1?
That's amazing.
Count up the race here, Black.
Black looks ahead, yeah.
Whoops.
He's definitely ahead now.
That may be.
Julius, his game plan worked out. This is a double and a drop unless there's an amazing roll. Double 3s.
Is that double 3s? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. He's going to do
3, 5, 6, 3, 5. Okay, we're down 4 and 10, down 14. Down 13, oops, get 10 back, down 23, down 27, his arms in the way, get back, down 27, get 3, 6, 9, 17, pass.
He just passed, like that.
All right, 6-6, 3-point match.
How much was it?
Something like 17.
Yeah. I counted 1-on-1 for White. So if that's 84, then his take point is 93. So he's 8 pips away from a take. So the math I just did, so there's different formulas out there that players know, experienced players know. And so if you're just a starting player, these formulas are so useful, and I'll just discuss this initial one, which is called the Rule of 62, which actually is 2 different formulas depending upon whether it's your lower player. You do the pip count for both players in a race, and so then you look at the lower pip count. If it's 62 or less, there's one formula. If it's 63 or more, there's a different formula. There's more than 63 pips, so we applied the 63 plus formula. This sounds way more complicated than it is. Anyway, you just take your lower score. Let's say it was 84 versus 101. The lower score is 84. You divide by 10. You get 8. You round up. You get 9. And you add 1. You get 10. So the next player is 90. That means 94 is the take point, last take point for the other player. So if it's 84-94, the player with 84 has a double. The player with 94 has a take. And 93 is a take, 92 is a take. 91 is not a double. And 92 is not a redouble. So those are the basic rules of how that works. I can go over that again at another time. Basically, when we apply that formula, if White had 101, he's far, far away, 7 pips away from the 94. So there's no way he's going to take that double because his odds of winning are probably somewhere around 12%. All right, having covered all that, we're watching a game of backgammon here. So, Ken, what's going on? What do we miss? Well, I've been blabbing about this Rule of 62.
We've seen similar games in the past. Black's anchored on the 20 point. Everybody's trying to untangle themselves. He's going to run out here, and then we're going to wait and see who blinks.
All right, so Black needs to roll 4 or 6-5, and he rolls a 4-1. So he's able to hit, but of course, exchange of shots. He's got a blot. What's his 1 going to be? Is he going to slot the bar or just play safely? He's going to play safely 9-8. Slotting the bar is actually okay because he's got a comeback 5-3 and an extra checker to build on for 5 3s. White's leaving the shot, and let's see. Black's game plan here is actually it's changing. When you roll doubles, by the way, it's a great time to evaluate your game plan. Say, okay, I roll doubles. I've got a lot of opportunities. What should I do? And the one thing for Frank Lay is he should roll a 1, but he's not doing that. His game plan of rolling a 1 is not working out for him. So he's got, well, that seems reasonable. So now he's got 8s and 1s. And there's double threes, which is not, but points on him on the 2 point.
Yeah, he's going to be forced into it. There's no other.
Well, you could play, 13-1 and cover the 1 point, but why do that? Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah, there you go. Double three stays out. Is there a cube coming? He can pick up that second checker. This is double threes. This is painful. He's moving. He's doing what I was gonna do.
No, this is
it's a forced, almost forced.
It's a evaporate.
Oh, that's a game loser. 1, 2, and buckle my shoe. This is over.
Well, it's not over. He can't. Black's not dead. He's just
it's pretty close to dead.
His board just blew up.
I would double this. I would double this. There's no way Black can win this.
Oh, sure he can. White's got to get home.
Yeah. Well, double sixes 3 times in a row would work. Oh, I almost did it. 6-4. What do you do? I mean, you got to bring the 6-4 in. Stuck. This is Black can get gammon. This is bad. I'm surprised he's not Cuban.
Oh, double threes the other way.
Yeah, well, double threes the other way works. There's not an issue with that. You got to give him the 1. Yeah, give him the 1s and the 8s again. He's got a return shot unless you roll 1-1-1-2. Rolls 3-2. He can't do it.
More destructo.
No, he's got to break from the midpoint. Don't do it. No, you can't break your board.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Do you think that was right?
Probably. Is that 6-2?
6-2. He can play it. Wow. Oh, 4-1. He keeps having to leave shots.
I'm gonna burn that.
Are you gonna play safe?
Burn that. I don't want to get hit. Yeah, Black's game plan is simple.
Win the race.
Win the race.
Win the race. Yeah. 6-5. You make your 1 point. What's he gonna do? Keep that block in place in case he rolls double 5s or something.
6-1.
Oh no! Don't do that. No. No, come out. Now's the time to run, right?
It's dangerous to come out now.
Oh.
You're going to get beat on.
Yeah, but he's got a block. Take the chance.
Well, yeah, but your home board is crashed.
I know. What are you going to do? You're going to roll double 6s?
So almost everything hits and covers.
Except for 5.
Picks and passes.
We'll pick and pass, but
it's not even that bad. If you get hit, that checker comes back around and tries again. Double 5s works.
Ooh, 5-2. You can do it.
Now he's gonna, hit and cover something.
It's the same situation, right?
Just
keep roll a 5-1 again. 6-4.
What is it?
6-4 hits. Does he hit him?
Wow.
Wow, that's right. What about his home board, Kent? Does it scare you now? Or are you the 6-4 hits? If his board wasn't a problem, why not hit him?
Well, what are you gonna do? I'm trying to find Plan B.
Right. I know.
Plan
right?
B is.
There's no Plan B.
Yeah, there's a Plan B. Plan B would be to cover the 3-point with a 4, and then either
then play
bury
6.
1 or play the 6 from 10 to 4.
Yeah,
so he could do. And he can also do the maniacal smash play.
I like the maniacal play. The MSP.
Yeah. The maniacal smash play is not again. That's trying to win. You make the maniacal smash play and Junior.
Yes, and he's there. Yes, Frank, go. All right, Julius.
25% of the time he wins outright.
You got double 3s, Julius.
2 6s, no bar.
Can he do it? Double 3s? 3-6.
3, get him.
Oh, come out.
Get him
out.
All
All the way out. Yes.
Now we've got
leave him 6s and 1s to come back.
Get in. Don't worry about it. Just get in first. First order of business.
Double 6s. That's
double 6s. Spectacular.
Oh, he leaves a blot. Leaves
2.
a blot.
Now what? Do we go for the priming game, or are we going to grab the grab the 2 point?
I think you got to grab the 2 point.
It's not 100% clear to me.
Yeah, because he'll take away a lot of shots.
It's not 100% clear to me.
No, maybe not. But now he's only got 20 numbers to come in.
I looked at it a little.
3-1 doesn't hit.
See, now you're
3-3 doesn't hit. 6-1 doesn't hit.
Now
he's got a cue.
Now he may well have.
And a drop.
Well, here's a point, by the way. Even if you know this isn't a oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
1, 2. Well, what is he trying?
What?
Nah, that's
okay.
This
no, I like it. 3-5-3-6 is
3-4
3-5-3-6 is good. Right? If he comes in, he's a little screwed. I don't mind that.
I don't know why he hasn't. Where's the cube?
I know, right? Somebody must have turned the cube. No,
is that double 3s?
Yeah. It is double threes.
Has he forgotten about the cube?
I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's playing for the gammon.
Well,
Maybe he's decided I'm too good.
Well, maybe. I don't.
Yeah, why not? There's nothing to lose here. There's why not just roll?
I'm not
3-2.
quite sure what's happening. I don't remember.
White wouldn't turn the cube here.
I don't remember
right?
No, I guess not. I guess he's gammoning. Okay. See how the gammon works if he rolls 3-4.
See who gets
right,
gammon.
Gammon to this. Gammon this.
Oh, 3-1. So close. Yep, bring one down.
Can he withstand boxes here? Yeah, all right. So we're going for the
4-3.
gusto.
He's going for
the gusto.
He's got gammon chances. He's 30%. Still probably 30% chance.
I don't know
He's
what
40%. He's at least 40%.
40% seems a little high.
But if you have two men on the bar, it's 40%.
There's only one man on the bar.
I know, but he's got 3 other checkers sitting out there.
Right, but once one man's
Probably
in, they're moving forward quickly.
Yep, no question. Well,
all right.
Yep.
I
think
Gammon's
a
big deal.
He's a favorite. Big deal. Oh, he comes in with a 6.
And in.
And 3. He's got 1, 2,
he's
3,
got
4, 5, 6. So he's off in 4 rolls. So it's close. It's 5 versus 4.
He's going to have to roll real bad.
Yeah, 6 versus 4.
3-2, that's sort of bad.
That is sort of bad because he only has 1 crossover. Oh, we got 2. That's right. So he's okay. 4-2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he's avoided the gammon now. Double twos.
Not yet. Big doubles, little teeny number. It's exciting. 4-3.
Oh, why could be off in 2? Let's see what happens.
Little. No, it's 8. Eight's a lot.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh,
okay, well, let's try to get off in 2. Here's 1.
6,
almost.
No, I think it's
we need
almost
2-1 followed by 5-4.
Double threes.
Yeah,
He's done it.
All right.
He's done it.
I assume the cube would never return.
It's odd, right?
Somewhere in there, somebody missed a double.
I think so. Because the double should come a little, like you have a higher take point, right? It's not going to take
It's a backfire for sure.
It's easy to drop.
You pass at 25%.
I think it's more. I think it's more like 30, could be 30
Well,
or 40.
Pass, it's
Depends on the gammon.
pass. You got to win 2 games in a row.
Just depends on the
25%.
gammon. So here, 2-way, 3-away. That's another really interesting score. Very sensitive. Not as much as 4-way, 3-away. Because now, Frank is not going to turn the cube with this. At the end of the game in a race. And the take point is 33%. For Julius, so what I'm saying is if Frank turns the cube, and Julius thinks his probability of winning is less than a third, he's going to drop the double. Because he has basically a 33% chance to win from 8-3, right? 8-6?
No, it's 25%.
Oh, it is 25% right there. Yeah, of course, that's right. Well, a little bit more just the backhand. Right. Yeah, okay. That's right. I'm sorry. 25% is right. So that's just straight 25%.
Last chance to buy tickets.
Meanwhile,
for the beautiful boy.
Right, so we've got, again, a pretty standard game. Both players have both checkers back. Both players have 2 points. Now, Julius, double twos. He keeps rolling these doubles that he can't throw,
well, look at this. He's right out there.
Oh, I don't know.
These shaky bakey things. Shaky bakey. I'm not sure I approve of the.
You're not a fan of shaky bakey?
Shaky bakey's little, take his. Whoops!
Julius with the double threes.
He's not yielding.
How about the midpoint, the bar point? What do you think? I think that's gotta be the play.
He's bringing his beaters down.
Yeah.
He has a credible threat.
Oh, 3-5.
Well,
that's
sort of forced.
Yeah. Almost
Now he
forced.
should double. And
that's a drop.
I think he should pass.
Yeah, pass, because now it's 50%, right? If you drop the double, 7-7. So, by the way, it was match of 2 players are 2-way, 2-way. It's basically
Spin
what they
and
call
win.
DMP, double match point. Because the first player who's ahead a little bit should turn the cube. The second player should take it if it's above 33%. That's the 33%. If it's above 33%. Because at 8-7, Crawford, the player who's behind could win a gammon.
I like this.
About, 15-16% of the time. So there you go.
Game.
All right, let's see
14,
which one.
14,
Let's see which one of them. bothers to double.
Yeah, that's always interesting because one player may feel like, oh, I'm going to gammon the other guy, and so I'm not going to double him. So what? So just take it. And he's going for, see, that's what Frank is doing.
All right, finally we got the.
And Julia says, you're going to go for the gammon, I'm going to take that away, just go for a straight game.
Basically, the best strategy if you're playing at 2 to go.
Just turn it on the first
double on
opportunity.
the opening roll. You're more likely to make a mistake being cute than you are to make a mistake doubling in the opening roll. That's true.
Yeah, that's great. Doesn't cloud your judgment.
Exactly. You got lots of hits and covers, lots of covers and not hits.
This is an easy play. All right, this is your standard game again. Both players trying to get their checkers out. Julius would like to make a point of some board.
Double threes. That's like his best.
That's his best roll. That's a joker.
Okay.
He's got a 3-point board.
Roll a
Instant
joker, you
man in the
gotta play.
bar. I mean, that's
Coming
really
in. Double twos. 1.
That's a nice
Make the
comeback.
4 point. I guess.
Well,
Step
23
up.
to 21.
Step up the Dutch Masters.
Guard jump.
4s, 2s, 9s.
2-1.
Two.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Really?
might be.
You're gonna take a
Okay,
pass?
we have this little lurking 3 over
Oh,
here. I'm
no.
aiming at.
Four
Lurking
three.
3. Lurking 3.
That's
Pick him off.
That's a great roll.
Pick him off. All right, now we turn around the other way.
Some players would make a 4-point. This is right because
it's gotta be right.
You want to pick up that second checker.
Dumbbell 5s. All
Oh,
right.
this is-
White could use.
Frank is in the driver's seat. 6-1. You know, you make the bar point.
I think you should make the bar point.
Yeah,
Watch
if
out
he
for
rolls
ace.
a 1, 1-5,
2-6
or something
from
like
the
that.
bar.
Look at 1-5 as a roll.
2-1 from the bar.
2-2.
Is it 2? It's 2-2.
Double
Wow,
twos.
1.
It hits 2.
Okay, in a few minutes.
Here could be a nifty shift.
I like his too.
This is where the shaky.
Is this a
bakey-
double tiger?
Shaky bakey.
BG, tell us, is this
No,
a
no,
double
he's gonna-
tiger?
He's going to shift. He's going to
No,
shift.
no, double.
6 to 4.
You see the double tiger though, right?
Right, but he's not going to. He doesn't have to. He can hit
No,
off.
but do it.
He can hit
No,
off
because
the
then he
2,
can pick up the 6.
hit off the 2 and shift from the
Fan
6
of
to
the
the
double
4.
tiger.
He can hit both checkers without leaving 2 blots. He's going for. I don't know what he's going for. What just happened?
I don't know.
This is a peculiar play.
1-6.
Well, this is a good time to hit.
Yeah, this is a good time.
Boy, oh boy, I don't know about that double twos. There's a million plays. I looked at ahead of that one.
Yeah,
Good
some
time,
result
good
about
time to get in
Some
here.
applause in the background. Some would just happen.
Ace 4. Oh, that's covers. It covers. Whoa.
That
didn't
was
hit
a
the
roll.
cover. And now both sides have a plausible blockade prime thing. Well, look at this. He can make,
This is a 5-point
he can
prime.
make the back
This is a
side of his
no-brainer.
prime and duplicate his 1s.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. All right, now
Beautiful.
you want
Nicely
your opponent
played.
to, roll double 5s or something.
Nicely played.
Yo, look at that. There's an ace. You can't get that past me. Oh,
That was a nice roll.
okay. Well,
Nicely played.
I'd just roll 2-6 from the bar here myself and be done with it.
Ooh, wrong 8.
Okay, aces and deuces. Aces and deuces.
2-5.
There's a deuce. Okay, 2-6, 1-6, 2-5.
Double 2s, double 1s. Oh,
Flunk.
6s.
Any old 6.
Ouch.
4-2. All right, now we're down
This
to
is
2-6.
over. This is
That's
tough.
not
Well,
over. It's not
prime
over at
versus
all.
prime.
2-6 would work.
He rolled the
2-5.
2-5 a little late.
Yeah, get the blotch down.
He could hit.
Yeah, just roll a 5-4 or something. Black's position can evaporate fast also. 4-2. Well, now what? Do you push forward? 8-2 hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Now we need a deuce, loosey-goosey, no ace.
Yeah.
Ace by itself is bad. Ace, ace, ace 2. Okay, now 6, please, dice. Ace, big time ace. 3's not too hard. Now we need 2-6, double 1s.
Go Kent.
2, 3.
This is tough for
This is
White.
awkward. Now, we want
Black wants to
ace
stay
5,
out.
2-5.
That's the best roll
box
for Black.
Tupples. Well, look, box
That
tupples.
is-
6 white, 6.
Oh no!
Whoa, it's a double 6.
That's too many 6s.
It may be too many 6s.
He didn't want that. He's got to make the 2 point.
Gotta make the 2 point.
Or the 1 point. Maybe the 1
Well,
point.
2 point.
He could come in on the 1.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. He could come in on the 1. And he does.
Ace
He comes in on the
5.
1.
Okay.
Come out with a 5. Come out.
I don't know about that.
Come out with a
I don't know
5.
about that. This is
Yeah.
This is not so easy.
Come out with a 5. No,
White
he's gonna
White has to
double
play.
4s. Kent, have you
White
not
has
heard
to
of double 4s?
White has to play.
Why give him double
Box
4s?
tupples.
Oh,
All right,
that's
now
awful.
Now he really,
That's
really,
awful.
really needs to
This is bad.
roll a couple of ace sixes in a row.
This is bad. This is bad.
Black's prime seems
Oh,
to be
black came in. Oh, what a mistake. All right. So
ace six. And look, by the way,
Ooh,
Acey
he
Deucey.
rolled
All
a
right, yes, do
one.
it, do it, do
He
it.
did it.
Oh, look at this. He's got 9
Double
numbers which don't leave the
threes.
prime. 9
Three,
numbers
two,
don't leave
double
double
four
fours.
does get out.
Spectacular roll.
Only to the staff, if you feel
Yeah.
inclined to put a couple dollars
They keep that there.
I know, right?
All right.
Double sixes? Anyone?
Any old six, even an ace.
2 out of 4, 3 out of
Ace
4
six.
rolls? No, the wrong doubles.
Double
Oh.
threes isn't so bad. He hangs on to his 5.4.
Yeah.
There's no hole in it. There's still some spectacular
Double
wins available.
fives. Oh, 5-4.
5-4 does nothing to speak of. He doesn't know whether to cover the outfield or
No,
cover
don't
the
even leave a
infield.
shot. Why? Don't leave them double sixes.
Well, he's going to cover that up. Is that all legal?
Double. I don't know.
That's
Illegal,
what
yeah.
it says. That didn't look legal to me.
Ken Holmes.
Creative
Didn't
backgammon.
Didn't look legal.
Bar point.
Didn't look-
That's just right. The 2 men in the bar point were these two, and this guy's here.
That's right. Good
That's
the
the
directors there. I thought the 5-4 looked
Well, so the last call for raffle tickets, if you want a raffle ticket for
5-4. I think that's
any six. 6-1, better yet.
The last call for raffle tickets.
6-2.
6, stay back there. Okay.
Double
kinda
fives.
awkward.
Just roll double
This is
fives.
kind of awkward. Double five! Whoa!
That's all. That's all you do.
Oh, we need an anchor. We need an anchor. We need it soon. Any ace or 2-1.
Oh, no, you don't want to come in.
2-4. That's, well, he's in. Now there's some awkwardness. 6-3 or 4 or something.
Oh, just-
4-3. Okay. Hold 5 in a row. Do the loosey goosey.
Yeah.
Okay. Ace.
He needs a 6.
Ace or 6 or ace or 6
Uh-uh.
or what?
He's got to break his
Double
4
twos. Ugh.
Yeah, no fun.
All right, we still have numbers like 6-5 for black, which don't do anything, or 6-1, or
Julius.
5-3.
5-3.
We're down to.
No, leaves in the 1-6. He's got a
yeah,
shot.
we're getting down to. We
How
kind
many
of
times
like
do you roll
need
1-6 from the bar in
a
this
lot.
situation?
Kind of need a 1 here.
No, yeah, this is it.
Kind of need a
1-6.
1.
Oh, so he channeled Ray Fogerlin instead of Kent Goulding. That was the problem. All right, so he's hitting with a fun. Oh
Ray's
my
got
gosh,
these-
he's going for the gammon.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Double ace.
I don't. Oh,
Ace.
you almost did it.
All right.
You
Boy,
can
oh,
be back
boy,
in the
it's a
game.
big deal to get that anchor on the ace.
Double
point here.
threes.
It's a big.
Oh, he can't hit?
Big
He
deal to
can't
get
hit.
this anchor.
I know, right?
It's a big deal. You don't have a lot of chances here, but they all start with an ace.
Yeah. Well, that.
Okay, 1, 2, 4. 1, 2,
Let's see, what
4.
do we got? No, 6-4. He's got the
There's a
6.
4.
6
Okay.
down. And
Back
gets to the
to-
floor.
back to an
back to
ace.
square one.
Back to an ace.
Right,
Back
so-
to an ace.
Can't do it.
Okay, 6-5.
Oh.
I think this is
This
well.
is-
You still got
Yeah.
6-5 or 6-4
I
here.
don't know if that was the right 2.
No, it wasn't.
Because he's going to leave himself 6-5. You know, even 5-4 was a shot. Well, not 5-4. 6-5,
All right,
6-4.
now we're just sort of hoping to pick something off from the roof.
Yeah, I rolled double 6s twice.
Hoping to pick something off from the roof.
Uh-oh.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
There, right, like this.
Yeah, he
Like
caused
this.
us. Julius caused his own problem.
Okay,
He
5
could've-
here.
He
5
could have
here.
avoided this.
It gets serious quickly.
This is
We need a
backgammon.
5 to make it fun. 5 for fun.
It'll punish you.
Yes. All right, now he's got to
This
get
game
another
will punish
checker in
you.
fast.
You make a mistake.
Julius can come zipping around like this.
This is
Tries to
this is
steal a
tough.
pip. Okay, 6 or 5. 6 or 5. 6 or 5. 4-1. Okay, 10 is nice. A nice 6-4.
2-1. All right,
All
I'm
right,
calling
two-
the numbers.
Yeah, that puts him in position to get by.
Double four, double
5.
Well, double fours will do it, except
Nope.
he can't come in. Cannot. No,
Okay.
cannot come in. Double
Awkward
fours.
here.
4-1.
4-1. All right, now we got to get him from the air.
Why do that?
Okay,
I don't
6-3,
understand that. Why not just break?
6-3, 6-4, 5-4.
You could
6-3,
roll a
6-4,
2-1 next
5-4.
time.
6-3, 6-4, 5-4. Oh, 5-1.
No, that's okay.
Hold
5-1
on to
is
it.
all right.
Hold on now. Little Bo Peep.
He's got a little bunch of
Double
numbers
4.
that don't get past that. Like double.
Double 4.
Can I move?
All right.
What a great game.
15 hits.
You've
Starts
got
with a 4.
15
Any
numbers.
4.
No, 2-1.
Okay, he could roll double 4s
No,
again.
double 2s. How about that? Oh, no, double sixes.
He's
That's ball
toast.
game
He's
over.
toast.
He
Oh,
resigns.
Very sad.
And the champion is Julius High beats Frank Lane in a very exciting match. Ken Goulding.
I may be back.
Thank you, my friend. This
I
was
may be
very
back.
enjoyable. You're a terrific co-commentator, providing expert commentary. This is Larry Shiller, voice of Backgammon, broadcasting live from the 2018 Los Angeles Open. Thanks for joining us and supporting our sponsors, BMAB and the USBGF. Also, FTH, John Perner with Gammon Stuff supplying the board. What a wonderful game. Very exciting end to this match. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back later on with the semifinals and the finals here from the LA Open. So stay tuned. We'll have some birthdays coming up for you as well.